Rolling for real.
All right. Welcome back to Define Insanity. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, guess what? Joe, we have a special guest in the studio with us tonight as a co-host this time, back by popular demand. We've answered the emails. Guys, please stop sending the emails.
We got a lot of letters.
We get it. You actually got real...
a lot of letters.
Snail mail letters?
Yeah, in the mail.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well...
They still do that?
We even got a few carrier pigeons. It's crazy.
I've only been reading the emails. Everyone wants Hammer back. Hammer. When's Hammer coming back? So, we brought Hammer back, but he's not a guest. He's a co-host with us. Hammer, say hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hammer.
It's good to be back.
Hammer. Mm-hmm. So, brother, here's the deal. So I've been trying to do, I go on Hinge dates and I go on these online dates, right? And I've been dating a lot of the younger girls, and everyone's been giving me a hard time. More emails, by the way, but we don't need that.
A lot of pigeons about that one.
Yeah, you shouldn't be dating 23-year-old. So I dated a girl my age, right? I went, listen, I'm not going to be superficial this time. I'm just going to go for someone who looks interesting. She had a Giants jersey on.
Holla.
All of her little attributes was like, what do you do on Sunday? I watch football. I eat buffalo wings. I take naps, and I'm just chilling out all day. I'm like, wow, this girl seems fun, cool. So, all right, we get to talking on the thing, get the phone number, do the text. Do you want to meet up for pizza? Because that's kind of my thing. I don't really want to spend a lot of money.
You like pizza, do you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't do that this time.
No?
No, I
You
went
went all out?
No, I did. Yeah.
Extra blue cheese on those buffalo wings?
No, I went to a real restaurant. Applebee's.
A restaurant? Oh,
yes.
Jesus
All right. A
Okay.
real,
Fancy like Applebee's.
A real restaurant.
You couldn't afford Chili's?
Well, I didn't want to go.
That's a second
well,
date.
that's why. Because even in her profile, it said, I pay for the first date, boys. Like that. Like, she was so
I like
cool.
it. Yeah.
So I said, let's meet at Applebee's. I don't want to be like, let's go to like French Bistro. I was like, let's meet at Applebee's. We get there. First of all, doesn't look like her picture at all. And she brings a friend with her. And this...
She was worried you were a rapist.
Absolutely.
What about me is rapey?
She didn't know.
You give kind of rapey feel sometimes.
Hammer, do I give a rapey vibe?
No, but today with society and dating, it's just part of the norm. They bring friends now.
Is that a norm? I've
Bring
never
me
dealt
on
with
your
it.
next date. That would be funny.
Take Joe with you. And she's like, what's with the other guy? You're like, I just want to make sure you weren't a rapist.
I'll be like one of those dogs, like those emotionally...
You're like his emotional support.
I'm thinking about it next time. But this girl that she brought, she was a large woman, and I love
friend.
Yeah,
A
I love
bodyguard type.
I love all people. I'm not sexually attracted to too many large women, but that doesn't mean I can't love them as a friend or as a But she brings this large friend, and she had a T-shirt on. And she's also very large breasted. She's just large everywhere.
Nice.
This friend.
Nice.
She's very distracting. Right?
Yeah.
So like she had this shirt on with like a freaking paragraph on it.
What'd it say?
I don't even remember. But I had to read it, right?
Off those big tits.
That was the problem.
That's not a problem.
Right, no, but that's what the problem, because
if she says, why are you looking at my tits? Well, you got a fucking paragraph on
Right.
that. I like to read.
Well, that's what happened, and she got upset. The date, who was, by the way, didn't know anything about football. She didn't know what a 3-4 defense was. She had no idea.
Well, that was probably
why.
the bigger broad. She
didn't know who Lawrence Taylor was. She's a Giants fan, doesn't know who Lawrence Taylor is.
Yeah, I don't like
All
that.
bullshit.
I don't like
the
it.
whole profile was bullshit. And this large friend.
Oh, you were going to say something else.
I wasn't going to say something else.
We're going to have to bleep that out.
She was a nice...
I'll fix it in post.
Look,
Thank you very much.
her weight had nothing to do with why I don't like her. So when I was reading the stuff off her thing, she's like, why are you looking at my boob? I'm like, I'm not looking at your boobs. You have a paragraph on your shirt. I'm just trying to read what it says. I can't sit here at the same table with you while you have a paragraph on your shirt and not know what the fucking paragraph says. Do you have any idea what that does to my brain?
Well, I'm amazed that you can't at least fucking tell me a little bit about the paragraph, right?
Yeah, like, I want to know a little
we
more.
kinda wanna know.
I have PTSD from this entire event. All right. So she's yelling at me, making a scene. And mind you, she brought a bag of peanut M&Ms with her this friend
love
that she
peanut
brought.
M&Ms.
They're actually really
No,
delicious.
not a normal bag. The
I like
family size bag.
You know what I like to do? I like to let them melt, and then
Just
get
a
to the
little-
nut.
Enough with the peanut M&Ms. She brought we're not talking about how delicious peanut M&Ms are. We
They
all
are
know
delicious,
they're delicious.
though.
They're a
Could you-
delicious
all right, there you
snack.
go. All right.
We
No, we
all
just
get
wanted to
that.
admit it.
But she brought a giant family size bag of peanut M&Ms into Applebee's. Like she couldn't wait to order.
They
She
have
has to-
desserts there. You don't need to bring me M&Ms.
She was You could hear her breathing.
Right.
Okay. Like she was snoring while awake.
I have a question because I did this whole online dating thing. It happened after I'd been a married man. And,
Yeah.
When people misrepresent themselves on these apps with their profiles,
Fraud. It's fraud.
But do you think that do you think people think of this as like a foot in the door? They know they're not who they say they are, but they think if these people just give me a chance,
That's right.
I can prove myself. Do you think that's the
Yeah, maybe if you do it subtly, a foot in the door. This
do you
was
think
an
these people,
actual.
do you think these people are
this
just
was-
delusional?
Well,
and
let me
they think
ask you:
that's who they are?
is your picture updated?
That's
Yes.
a good question. What
I keep my picture
how
updated.
accurate is your?
Yeah.
My
I'd
picture.
like to see it.
My picture is like
It's
a
definitely
normal.
an
I
actor
absolutely
sag
want to
fucking-
see
My profile
not just
picture.
your picture, but like
My profile pictures are just normal.
What
It's me
the-
of my dog and.
The message, the
any
like.
of your hot takes on the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
WNBA on there. Like what,
Honestly, I
what do you
haven't even
have on-
looked at it in a long time.
I
Let
would
me-
love to see.
I never
that.
look at
like
my
you know the
profile.
little
Let's see what-
snippet where you tell about yourself.
Yeah, like I want to know what his
So-
about me says.
So
Yes,
my
about
about
me.
me. I'll read it right now. My about. Let's see.
Tall,
profile.
dark, handsome.
My-
do 200 push-ups in a
How
lick.
do you even look at your own thing?
Press the settings button.
There you go. Hammer knows his way around the
Hammer.
Hinge
Somebody's
profile.
proficient
Okay,
at this.
so all right. Look, so I wrote.
He speaks fluent Hinge.
I wrote, okay, so the key to my heart is, I wrote,
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
No,
Right,
no,
right
no.
there.
I don't ask that question. That's what Hinge asks.
Yeah, okay.
Hinge asks the question.
I'm sure you have multiple questions you could choose.
Well, that was,
and you
I
chose that
look,
one.
I did it a long time ago. All right. So I wrote, dumb question. Get along with my dog and you have a chance. What's wrong with that?
That's not bad.
That's not,
not
bad.
bad. I'll
That's
give you
pretty.
that one.
And then my ideal fake sick day is another question I chose. I
Dumb
wrote,
question. I never get sick.
well, no, that's actually pretty good. But I
Every
wrote,
answer starts with
I wrote
dumb question.
everything Ferris Bueller did. I thought that was pretty clever.
Very.
My
Very
ideal
clever.
sick days, everything Ferris Bueller did. And then the third one is the hallmark of a good relationship is, all right, this is a little cheesy. All right, don't make
Here we
fun
go.
of me. I wrote trust and laughing a lot.
Oh,
But you gotta get your
that's-
foot in the door.
no,
you know what I
that's
mean?
exactly his
You gotta
point.
get your foot in the door.
He might be a little bigger than your picture, says.
Well, no,
but
the-
she
give him
just
a chance
needs
to
get
prove
that foot
the
in
themselves.
door.
girl she wasn't her picture wasn't
well, the
like
girl
that
missed
Give
different.
it like a job interview. You're
The
always going
human
to
size-
lie a little bit. You're going to oversell yourself.
That's right.
The
That's right.
human-sized goiter eating M&Ms sitting next to her, connected, like that was the problem, really. And the fact that she knew nothing about football and claimed like
There you
that's
go.
all she does is
lied.
watch football.
That was her foot in the door.
Me
was her
saying
foot in the door.
trust and blah, 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 whatever, that is not the same as saying, yeah, I'm a master. Like, I know about, like, what did girls like? Ballet? I don't know. So picking up some kind of topic that girls like and saying,
I know they like basketball.
They don't like basketball.
That's sure.
So yeah, but anyway, so it was really awkward, and she made a scene. She's munched. Do you ever get yelled at while someone is just shoveling peanut M&Ms in their mouth? Let me tell you something.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
No,
It-
but that
it's-
kind of turns me on. Though it sounds sexy.
No, it's not sexy.
Are you sure?
No.
Next
no.
time, bring me as your.
It was disgusting.
second.
It was disgusting.
I'll take care of the
She's
big brother.
yelling at me for reading the paragraph off her shirt. The date is sitting there, like, yelling. "Oh, why you looking at my-" It was a
Spitting peanut M&Ms at
Right,
you.
right. And I ordered good. I ordered the burger, the fries, the $10.99 thing at Applebee's, right? Mm-hmm. And she ordered like, scrimps and lobsters and extra side of scrimps and.
They have that at Applebee's.
Yeah, they do. They do. So she ordered all that extra, all that, like, got the bill up. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm not paying. She wrote in her profile, I paid for the thing. And then when the bill comes, I sit there. It's like a standoff.
Alligator arms?
Like an old school, like cowboy standoff, like, yeah, exactly. And I'm waiting for her. I'm like, and eventually I'm like, you pick up the bill. You said it in your profile. You pick up the bill.
You said that?
Yeah, of course I said that.
Wow.
What is that? Was that? Did I overstep my
Hammer,
bounds?
what do you think
Hammer, is
about
that overstepping my bounds?
Yeah, because it's like there's some old school ways that you keep, And it's like one of them is like on the first day, you always pay for.
But she wrote it in her profile.
That's a gentleman. Well, she wrote a lot of things in her profile. Apparently, once she found out those were lies, I would say,
I wouldn't have went to Applebee's. I go to pizza places. I get slices, maybe a rice ball if I'm paying. That's it.
You are.
What if she held you to your profile? She's like,
What,
you
trust
didn't
and
take me
laughing
to
a
a
lot?
Cubs game.
That's right.
Cubs
Ferris
game.
Bueller.
Ferris
Oh,
Bueller.
come on. Clearly, that is a joking little laughing and fun thing. I'm not being
You didn't lip
serious.
sync, twist, and shout during a parade.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, what do you put your age on there as? Are you
that's
truthful
a
about
good
your
question.
Of
age?
course, I'm truthful about my age. I'm 44, which, by the way, I'm turning 45 in December.
Oh, God bless.
Yes.
God bless.
Congratulations.
But let's get back to that. So she
So much for this evergreen podcast. Huh?
she complete bullshit. She just every word out of her mouth was a fucking lie.
I know, but
She left me with the bill, and then the waiter was like a doll. All right.
I got a question. Did her
Waitress.
friend order anything?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so you're buying both. Oh, you're buying both meals.
Yeah, she same thing. That
hey, at least
one of
you
them
didn't have to pay
skillets
for the
they-
peanut M&Ms, though.
They
Those were free.
They got one of those skillets with like an add-on scrimps and like
Oh,
all
that's
that.
good. I
And
like
she
that.
was eating her meal, like the meal, while munching. She never stopped munching the peanut M&Ms.
God bless her.
They're
Like
good.
in
Yeah.
between bites. Listen, I love fat people. I think, fat people are great. But some of my family's fat. My friends are fat. It's okay. But,
Doesn't sound like
This
it.
is like when someone's prefacing a racist remark. With, it's okay. I have a
I
black
have a
friend.
lot of fat friends. No, I do. No, I really do. I love fat people. Nothing wrong with that, But eating peanut M&Ms while you're eating a skillet at Applebee's and you're clearly doing. You're gonna die.
Maybe.
Like this is no
Maybe.
good.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
And I just felt obligated. So I gave her the tough love, and shit got crazy. The waitress was being really nice, trying to de-escalate the situation. I gave her a 35% tip. Which normally I go 20. I'm just flat 20.
You go 15, but that's
No,
okay.
all right. Was that a Jew dig?
No. It has nothing to do
Was
with
that
me being
anti-Semitic?
Jewish.
Are you
No,
sure?
Oh, no.
It's just your
Hammer, was that anti-Semitic?
It's your frugal
No.
behavior over and over again.
Hammer
That's why
allows
I'm
it.
saying that.
Hammer, you'll allow it?
Yeah,
you're
anyway,
good.
so I'm assuming you didn't get a second date.
A dog, second date. I had PTSD the whole ride home. I had to put on music and calm down. I had to pull over and evaluate what
I
happened.
just picture Justin driving, listening to Enya, just trying to slow down a little bit.
I did. I really had PTSD from it.
May I add on my dating thing? Just
Yeah, I would love to hear
Please.
this.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. It's like I'm going on this date with this chick on Sunday in Jersey City.
You can call them chicks. Is that okay? Mm-hmm.
I'll
Is that
allow it.
acceptable? All right.
Yeah.
Shit that comes out of your mouth.
I'm just trying to be politically correct.
So I took what you said about your situation.
Yeah.
So I said, before we meet, I want to do a video chat so I can see the person and figure it
Smart.
out.
See?
Great idea.
So we do a video chat, 30 minutes, and it goes well because she tells me where she's from, Brazil, and blah, blah, blah.
Video
And-
chat.
And it's
Exotic.
like,
Brazil.
once she proves her legitimacy, it's like once she starts correcting me on the proper term of soccer, how they call it in Brazil.
Football.
Exactly. That's when I knew, okay, this girl's legit. I'm not going to look
Oh
on
my God, this
That's
is
smart.
genius. I just
Well, you
go
gotta
in
pick up some stuff.
blind.
Yeah, you go really
I crossed my
blind.
You could have
fingers.
quizzed her on Giants football.
Yeah.
I could have done a lot of things.
Who's your favorite giant?
I didn't do any of
Yeah.
that.
That's
I
a
didn't
great
do any
idea,
of that.
actually.
I
Next
cross
time.
my fingers and just hope it works out.
Next time you do a video call.
That's why my suggestion is for future dates, you got to do some kind of screening.
Yeah, I'm going to now. I never even crossed my mind.
You
Video.
could get, Justin, you could get raped.
Yeah,
Could have.
you could.
I
Yeah.
never thought
Just
about
going
that.
in, meeting strangers at Applebee's.
Is that a thing? How does a woman rape a man? Is that?
I'll show you later.
That's another story for another day.
Don't we got a guest? Isn't he? Do we got a guest over here?
Well,
somewhere?
actually, we do. Our guest this time again. Our guest brought a guest, and
That's
beautiful.
always the
I
best.
love
yeah,
this. Yeah.
And our guest happens to be Hammer's sponsor.
Oh my God.
And
we're getting
his
good now.
and our guest happens to be my sponsor.
Oh, look at this.
AA
a lot of
sponsors.
connection here.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Do you want to Hammer? Why don't you bring him down?
Yeah, so come on, let's give a very warm welcome to Meech.
Down the stairs.
Come on down. Oh, jeez. Izzy. Izzy fell.
Twice as many.
Oh, you're right there, Izzy? Oh, jeez. Welcome to the show, Meech.
What up? That green room was fire.
Did you enjoy the meat sticks?
A lot going on down there.
We added that nice little Tupperware of liver and onions.
You had me in there for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, we got you there a little early. We wanted you
Talking about nonsense.
Yeah,
Hear the shit that he was talking about?
Did you listen? Did the
about?
speakers work in there,
Bunch of
right?
bullshit. I couldn't listen.
Oh,
Turned it off 2 seconds
Oh,
later. He's like, I'm
God.
really doing this? All right.
But the girls were very nice.
Yeah.
wait, what
It's
girls?
a good spread in the green room.
Joe, you put girls in there?
Yeah, with a big pack of fucking peanut M&Ms.
Wait, what do we just leave them in there?
Yeah, they'll figure it out. They'll find.
They
They
got the
usually
meat-
they
they
find
got-
their way out.
they
of
got
it.
And
the
you're
meat
talking
corner.
about paying with Hammer. Hammer hasn't paid for a meal in fucking 10 years that I've known him.
Hammer, is this true?
Well, he knows.
He's
how
on
to
an
get around.
immense rampage of all the free meals that he shakes down and manipulates for people
Oh
to
my
pay for.
god! I gotta Hammer. You gotta write a book or something. Like he's full of these tricks and surprises.
I know.
Talk about short arms and deep pockets. Oh
That's-
my god, alligator over
Hammer,
there.
I respect your game, brother.
That's right.
Yeah, but I do pay for the dates. I'm not going to be.
I pay for the dates. I look. That's why I take them out for slices and rice balls.
Yeah.
Listen.
You like those
if
rice
I
balls,
really,
do you?
they're delicious. So let's get it started. Hammer, you're a guest host. So why don't you ask Meech the first introduction question?
All right. Meech. You're very well known in the area. You've done a lot of great work. Why don't we dive in with the beginning?
Oh boy. I was born at a very young age.
Really starting in the beginning.
All right, what do you want to know?
A little bit about like your
Yeah.
background, just kind of family life, what it was like, stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's like two tales here. I come from a great family, right? Truly supportive from the very beginning. I was raised right. I had some difficulties, right? Because I wanted to not get in trouble at home, right? So I didn't care about getting in trouble in other places, but I knew it would always come back to home, right? So at night, when the phone would ring, and I knew I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing, I would be like, there's that fear of like, this is about me, and it's about to go down, and I'm about to get in trouble. But I would try so hard to not get in trouble. Like, I really would. And it was just, everyone else is doing these things, but I'm the one who's always getting called out, getting in trouble. I'm the one who's getting the phone calls. I'm the one who's getting suspended. I'm the one who's getting arrested.
You're the one always getting caught.
I got caught for a lot of things. And when I was like a teenager, it was okay because I also had like this false pride and this false ego that like I wouldn't get in trouble because of my family. My family's all police officers, and I'm gonna get away with a lot of stuff because the way I talk, and I can get I can represent myself and
Well, there's a level of
talk
truth
myself.
to that if you're good
Yeah.
at yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it totally turned, where like now I was getting in trouble for everything, by the cops. And all because drinking, drugs, behavior, not caring.
Your dad was a cop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he probably said didn't want to enable you anymore, I'm assuming, right?
He wasn't having any of the bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good structure at home, But I just had this way that when I got outside, there was no control. Consequential thinking never wasn't enough to hold me down.
So, look at you holding that banana over there. Fucking. Oh, no, what are you fucking holding a banana up for?
Well, I told you I intermittent fast. So I bring a banana
That's
with me.
fantastic. Why are you holding at me like a gun? Fucking put the thing down and concentrate.
Put it down. Come on, man.
You're staring at me with that banana.
I know.
This is a
I'm
delicious banana, and I'm a little hungry, so I'm holding it.
All right,
I don't
so
understand. There's
fucking
nothing.
eat- So then deep throat it and let's get it over with.
Why do you guys got to turn everything into some kind of dirty sexual thing?
You're holding the banana.
Well, what do you
like
do
you're
before-
holding a cock, staring in
What
Mike's
do you
eyes.
do before you eat a banana? You usually
I don't
hold it,
no,
right?
I don't fucking seduce our guest while I fucking hold a banana like a cock in my head. I just
Was
fucking
I
eat
Justin,
doing
it.
you
that?
do know my background,
Yeah,
right?
Wait, was I doing that?
Was he not?
Is it awkward to hold a banana while you're looking in another man's eyes? I don't see why that's awkward.
Well, all right. So
Is that a thing, Hammer? Is that a thing? Is it awkward to hold a banana
Hey,
while
Yeah,
staring?
especially if a guest is telling his story. It's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Let's get back to
Yeah.
our guest,
All right,
please.
so-
all right, enough with the banana
Yeah,
talk.
all
All
right.
right.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
officially,
Officially, Hammer's in charge of guest etiquette from here on out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize, Mike, about that with the banana.
Mike, would you like some of my banana? Would you like a bite of my banana?
Justin, there's not going to be a warning.
Put the banana down.
And this is why I love Mike. So, all right. Thank you for giving us a little recap. Obviously, we want to get deeper into it. But give me an idea of, even before that started, right? How many siblings do you have?
I have one sister.
One sister.
We fought a lot.
Older or younger? I'm sorry.
She's older. She's 3 years older. We bonded. I mean, we did a lot. My block was amazing where I grew up. There was a lot of kids. We were outside playing
Long Beach?
every summer night. We were playing. We were all playing together, getting along. There was a couple of times, my sister if she had a problem, I just fought. I swing first and ask questions later.
As a 3 years younger, you were like the enforcer still.
Yeah. And we had our fights also. Older sister.
Yeah.
Our last fight, I was a freshman in high school. She was a senior. I was laying on the couch on my stomach. She came up to me. She punched me right in the eye. She had rings on.
Oh,
wow.
I got up swinging, and that was the last time we ever had even the slightest disagreement or argument. And she had said, I went to school with a black eye.
Yeah.
But she had said,
So she won.
because, whatever.
She kicked your ass. I'm just
It's not really what happened. But she had said, because I hit her, that at that point she knew she could no longer hit me because I hurt her when I did hit her back.
so it was like, all right, he's like growing up now type of thing.
Yeah.
So she can no longer
But
beat
I
you up.
did go to school, yes, with the black eye, saying my sister had punched me in the face.
Wow.
She
laying on the
would
couch.
become a cop herself.
She's a cop.
So
I've gotten to do a few fights in my day.
all right.
Listen,
What's funny about that? Why is that hammer? Is that funny?
Because it doesn't count getting put in a headlock in Jew camp, all right? That doesn't count.
Hey,
Yeah, we talked
those
about that already.
headlocks would last for a long time, and sometimes it would end up with a noogie or even a wedgie. Like we were pretty badass in those
I
camps.
know, I get it. I get it. So,
Yeah, I think you guys. I feel like you guys are making fun of me a little bit here. Is this?
keep coming back.
no, not at all. Not at all. He likes Frankie. Frankie's good. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, about a year or two ago, a couple of guys, they were looking for some help on this roller hockey team. So they asked me to come down. I came down. Then they needed some more help. So I got my son to come, right? Big hockey player. So we play a couple of games, and then one game, my son's skilled, right? So I guess somebody took a section, and I see him slash my son. So here I come off the bench, and I'm like, do I let this go? Do I not? And then I see my son's not letting it go. And at the same time, we just decked this guy and buried him. And then the car ride home, my son turned to me and he said, Dad, that was like the coolest thing ever.
Did you just admit to murder?
No.
We should probably cut that out, Casey.
No.
I'll
But
fix it in post.
No, but that is because, and that's what happens. One, hockey is a fucking violent sport and something you get rewarded for. That's just part of the sport. That's
great sport.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like one of the last ones because they're
Yeah.
taking all that shit out of
I
football.
know, I know.
That's why it's
Oh,
like rugby
Lord.
and hockey.
But I was the parent, me and his mother would have to sit there when all of the other mothers are saying, who is number 15? That kid's an animal. Where is his parents? You should be ashamed of yourself. And we would look and say,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did something right.
Yeah.
I saw your son. I used to go to a couple of
That's
your
right.
son's games. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah.
But it's
His
not.
son's
It's
really
not
good.
ballet. You don't
No.
get points for being elegant.
Fucking hockey.
Like,
Right.
That's part of the sport. I don't understand
Right.
people. So
It's not how hard you could hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
That's right.
That's how winning is done.
he's been on a lot of Sylvester Stallone streaks. Lately. he tried to hit on a girl much younger than him with a line from Over the Top.
Well-
It wasn't working.
It worked.
The Jeopardy worked.
No, well, the whole thing kind of worked. I still see her at the gym.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Brittany. She's nice.
Brittany, bitch.
So okay, so right away you were getting in trouble. You said before drugs and alcohol, the fights and just whatever, right? But do you remember? I don't know whether it was your first drink or just your first like blackout moment or moment like arrived, because you might not remember your first drink, but what
I
kind of led
remember
up
my
to that?
first drink.
Rock and roll. Let's
You
hear
remember
it.
your first drink?
I do.
Let's hear it.
I remember the first time I drank to get drunk, right, or to hang out. So there were times when I was young that we had this bar in my living room that I would wander over there and just experiment. But I was 13 years old, upstate, and I remember when the person asked me, "Do you want from
Yeah.
the store?" And I wanted to be part of that so bad. Like it felt like years, and it may have only been the beginning of that summer. It could have been a week. I don't know. But like, I remember the question. I don't even know if he was talking to me, but I was like, beer, like I want beer. And I wanted to be a part of, and I felt a part of. And I also liked, the next day or the days after of not having to explain myself of why I behaved the way I behaved. Like, why did you get into that fight, or what happened with that girl? And I would
Beer.
say I was drunk.
Yeah.
And that was my excuse that I used for quite a few years. It sucked when I realized that I would still do those behaviors even if I wasn't drinking.
But you had a scapegoat. You had a scapegoat.
I
So
did.
So you were a very clever guy that tried to manipulate every situation he was in. Very familiar. Very familiar, Joe.
So, just coming out and saying beer, though, right? Out of all the things to say, what did you see at an age where, because some people see that shit and like, I'll never do that. And some people like me, like you, are like, I can't wait.
I couldn't wait.
From the jump,
I
right?
couldn't wait.
So everybody partying, having fun, fighting, then having more fun. Like,
I remember in middle school and noticing kids that are going off and smoking weed and drinking, and I was like, I want that.
So did your
I went and got that.
in your house though? But in your house, was drinking part of the culture in your house?
It was completely against everything for me to be drinking at such a young age.
It was, right?
Yeah. My parents were not. No, that was a no. So I had to sneak and hide and try tricks to not get caught. I just didn't want to get caught by them.
Right.
You can arrest me, fine, but I don't want my parents to find out.
But there was something
Same.
about the drinking culture that drew you to it because you romanticized it the way you said it, like beer.
There was drinking in my family, but that's not where the attraction was. It was more of like the chaos, the bars, the acceptance, the camaraderie, like
Like a
it
fraternity.
wasn't somebody,
Yeah.
like it wasn't because there was a drinking that my parents drank or this person drank or that person drank.
It wasn't like a movie or an actor or anything like that.
I think it was just the West End,
The West End of Long. He's referring to the West End of Long Beach. Which
yeah,
is
but
yeah.
and also what he said, it's like part of me accepting where I was this time around in recovery was realizing like, I wanted that. Like now I'm attracted to like, doing good and helping people, but let's not get shit twisted. I'm no victim. Like I was attracted to that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be an accountant. I wanted to be a
Right.
fucking criminal. Like that was sexy.
Nobody was forcing me to drink.
But you say
No.
you say the West End of Long Beach. Now, when my brother lived there, right? Like I knew like bartenders were like local celebrities. Did you look up? Was there like a
not
bartender?
to celebrities, maybe the drug dealers.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So you did romanticize like something in that
Just
lifestyle.
The way people carried themselves in the West End,
Yeah.
it was people that were going to get respect, that everybody knew, and believe me, people knew me for good reasons, just as being a kid. But then they knew me for other reasons, and I
Gives no fucks.
There was like I had arrived moments when
Yeah.
when I walk into a bar, and my drink's in my hand before I even get through the door, and people move out of the way, and everybody's like, "It's here," And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because I noticed that's a thing. Like when you first start drinking, like the lifestyle, you saw these people, these drug dealers and whatever, and you're like, wow, that looks cool. I want to be like that. But like role models at that age is so important, And like I always said, like you need a father in the house. It's so important to have a father in the house. But I had a great father in the house.
so
You had a
did
great
I.
father. You had a, like we all like that's not like an automatic get out of jail free card. You're not going to fuck up. Like there's still other influences in our culture and in our life that are gonna
But
they're gonna have
I
an
feel
impact.
like I also beat to like a different drum.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, yeah.
Like I remember the guy known to be that guy, that drug dealer, and I remember specifically having a conversation with him and somebody who was supposed to be like a mediator.
Close enough.
Yeah.
And like I had already begun like selling weed and selling ecstasy, and I remember that person trying to tell me that like I wasn't allowed to do that, and I told him straight to his face, him and the person, I was like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and nobody's going to stop me. And I was a teenager.
Did you have a gun?
know? No.
No.
So let me ask you something.
I'm going to be very careful what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what I want to say.
Yeah.
I've been arrested.
Right.
There's been those charges.
Right. So read in between the lines, listeners, especially you listeners in the Philippines. We have some listeners in the Philippines. You know that?
So, yes, we do.
Yeah. And you brought a guest with you. Izzy, say what's up.
What's up?
That's Izzy.
What's up? I am so. It's like what goes on up here, and then to have somebody like Izzy in my life, who
Oh
I
my
speak
God.
to every single day.
Yeah, Izzy's my
And
new sponsor.
It's like developed into this like
Yeah.
it's not. It's more than a friendship.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he goes everywhere with me. Everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Doesn't-
like my
doesn't
date
say no, doesn't
takes her
do-
little 400-pound mole with her to Applebee's.
All right, so Mike, what was the age of your first drink? I'm sorry, I missed that. How old were you? Was it
13. I
13.
drank with a purpose.
Okay, so
a
13 you
purpose.
drank with a purpose, right? What was the progression like from there? Like, were you just drinking for a while, or it just sparked everything? Once you unleashed the beast, it was just like whatever you got.
No. So at 13, it was definitely spread out through a couple of weekends here and there. But by the time I was 14, 15, I was looking forward to the weekends. I had started working, so I had money. So Friday was payday, and I know what I'm doing, right? And it didn't matter what I was doing, it's just I was getting beer. And the weekends were fun. I was drinking with friends. I definitely noticed that I drank more than my friends. I wanted more. I always wanted more.
Yeah.
Did you have an off switch?
No.
Me neither. That was my problem too. Never had an off switch. Yeah.
No, I don't think.
But
they
I didn't
do.
want to get, at that age, I'm trying to balance of like coming home completely annihilated
Yeah.
and getting caught by my parents, you know? So there was, I don't know if it was control, but maybe there was some control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely relate to that with you, Meech. When I talk about, when I was on here, we talked about the Coyote Ugly days. And I know one of the former Coyote Uglies actually reached out after the episode came on the air and was like surprised about a lot of things. They had no idea, even though I was a frequent customer, like what you said about the Westin Long Beach. It's just like we can definitely relate on that front.
Hammer, I feel like you could start your own stable of hoes. I feel like you would be, if anyone who's ever been on the show could do it, I feel like Hammer
Like
could
Will
do
Ferrell in that movie where he was a pimp in his former life.
Right, like,
Yeah.
like Hammer could probably start his own stable of hoes and not realize it until like 3 years in. And he's all like dressed up in a pimp outfit, he's got a cane, like the whole thing. And then someone like would come up to him and go, Hammer, you realize that you're a pimp now? He's like, wait, what? What do you mean? I just have these girls, and we do business together. I'm not a pimp. Like, I could picture that.
Absolutely. That's your next job interview. Get on it.
Thank you.
Pimp. I'm going to be a pimp, ma.
Yeah, Mom, I am a pimp.
So you're drinking every other weekend. You're still playing hockey, though, right? Like there's still high points. Yeah. It's just you're a kid. You're just a little accelerated than everybody else. You get into trouble at home already? Like you getting brought home by cops yet? Or no? Not at 15?
Yet.
No.
So about 17, I make it out of high school.
Wait, so 13 to 17, like how'd the progression of the drinking go? Like where
I
are
would
you
drink
now?
more. Now it's become almost every weekend.
Okay.
By that age. And I'm drinking to get drunk. And then the consequences, me worrying about what happens at home is like non-existent.
Okay. All right.
By that point.
Right.
After a while, it's just like the price you're willing to pay.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it.
So I was already involved in some dirt, selling some things, moving some things. And then on my birthday at 17, one of my friends got killed right in front of me on my birthday. Ooh. And, he was watching my nephew at the time from my sister that they babysat for, a couple hours. It was my birthday. I got off of work. We're going to drink. That's our goal. We're going to drink.
Right.
We're going to a keg party. We're walking through the West End. I stopped to pee behind the beer distributor. I hear my name. People are screaming, and I'm like, what's happening, And I go there, and my friend is laid out. He got stabbed. And so now, processing that, I don't know how to do that at that age.
No, definitely not. I'm sorry.
I turned to the drugs that I was selling, as like.
Oh, so you weren't using the drugs you were selling until then?
Yeah.
So you were like a good, responsible drug dealer, making money, not using your own product.
Basically.
Yeah. And then it just, you got trauma. You probably got like PTSD or some
But
kind of.
that's how we coped, and it felt good,
Yeah.
and we connected with friends, and, listen, I was close with him. He was a friend. It wasn't like people have gone through much harder stuff, my son included, especially, like losing a best friend.
Right.
So, I'm not comparing it like that. But at the time,
No,
it's
yeah.
traumatizing when
Absolutely.
you're that age and someone gets
Yeah.
killed in front of you, and you're like, do we kill this person? Or
Right.
do,
Like
what do
Boys
we
in
do?
the Hood.
And we
Yeah.
went looking to kill him.
Yeah, like
And
Boys in
thank
the Hood,
God it
exactly.
didn't work out that way.
Yeah, thank God. I love that you brought that up, though, because, I don't know, people like to simplify things, and I don't think humans are simple at all. And what we go through on a psychological, emotional level in the moment. That's why I fucking hate, and I've gotten into so much trouble just my friends being, oh, you should have did that or should have did this. And then I go back and fucking do something stupid because But it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Because I
Right.
truly believe, like, walk a mile in another man's shoes. I could say all day, I would do this, I would do that. You don't know until you're in that situation. And when you're dealing with those questions, and for a man, I'm going to talk about it because that's true. We have certain pride and ego and just things we think about as a man. Like, you put pressure on yourself to do certain things because that's what a man should do. So
Right.
I appreciate you talking about that in the moment because it is like, what do we do? You know, do we have to do this? Yeah, it feels like we have to, but you don't. So that was, I mean, at that point in your life, that's the biggest thing that happened. That
Oh, that
point,
was
right?
huge.
Yeah,
and
huge.
And it drew me and my friends so close together.
Yeah.
And we bonded on drinking 40, smoking blunts, and doing harder drugs.
Yeah.
That was like nostalgic. Just sitting there with a starter jacket on in the winter with a
That's
40,
right.
right, in
Yeah.
the snow, just like
Everyone had that one
Yeah.
friend with the Charlotte Hornets starter jacket,
one
windbreaker.
5 out of 10.
Right. There was always one in every group though. And they no business having a Charlotte Hornets starter windbreaker in New York, but there was always one in every group. It's fucking weird. There's a conspiracy there. I'm telling you.
But after
KC,
that,
look into that.
School went to the side. I'm not going to Nassau anymore. I take this police test. I'm out on bail while I take it. I'm throwing up. So I'm
took
drunk
the
from the night
police
before. So it was just kind of downhill.
Well,
so
that's what
funny.
I was going to ask you. Because did you ever, like, when you were younger, want to chaos and stuff like that? But were you still like, yeah, I'm going to be a cop just like my dad?
That's
Or-
the only thing I ever thought I was going to do,
O-
but
only
took
thing.
no action to do that.
You took the
once I
test?
left ice.
No,
That
but I'm
was it.
saying, from,
Yeah.
I'm talking about from a young age. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a
I
cop.
wanna be a
like
cop
that.
like my dad,
And then
yeah.
as the years go
Yeah.
on and you drift further away from that,
Right.
But to the best of my ability, I couldn't do it because I could not control my emotions, my attitudes, my behaviors. I had zero control.
Right.
You
You
So-
wouldn't pass the psych eval.
I don't know. I might have passed the psych.
Right, if you
You
could probably
could- yeah,
bullshit.
you
I
could-
took the cop test. I got a 95
I have
on
zero
it. Yeah.
mental health diagnosis.
Yeah.
You took the
I took the cop test and I was drunk. I smoked a bowl before I went in. And I was drunk. I did it to get my girlfriend off my back because she kept like annoying me. You gotta get a career job. Well, this comedy thing is not a career. You can't just be a comedian. I'm so sorry, honey. She's not really honey anymore, but she's probably going to be listening to this. And then that was a really bad rendition
I
of her
can't
voice.
picture.
Oh, she's listening. You
But
know she's listening.
I took the cop test. I took the and I got a
Can you imagine him
95.
as a cop? I would just no. He's like no.
I would be a good cop. First of all, I'm a crack shot. A crack
Yeah.
shot.
Maybe the cop from what's that? Oh shit! Who sings YMCA?
What?
Oh, you mean the village police?
Oh,
Yeah, the village
stop
people.
it.
Yeah.
The
I would-
village
That's
village
the
people?
only outfit I could picture you in as a cop.
First of
Right,
all,
Mike?
I always thought of myself as Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
The black dude?
No,
Who's that?
that's Danny Glover. I'm
Gibson.
talking about Riggs.
Oh, Riggs. Yeah. Everybody thought they were Riggs. I was running out of my house,
Yeah.
fucking shooting my dog. Like, ew, fuck, like opening up bags of sugar. Like I just did a coke bust.
I would be
All
a
right.
good cop. I went to a shooting range like a couple of years ago. I'm telling you, I am a crack shot. You could throw a dime in the air from 50 yards away. I could hit it out of the
You would be
fucking
a
air.
terrible cop.
I could hit it out of the air.
Listen, I did well in the test also.
95, drunk and stoned.
I went to jail instead.
The whole thing was like spatial dimensions. It was like so fucking easy. The guy next to me was a Gulf War veteran, and he's like, "Oh, this is really hard." I'm like, "No, it isn't.
All right.
Please."
So, okay. So you're 18 at this time, right? You're like, I'm not going to Nassau. I'm going to take the cop test. And then you drifted a different direction. That was like,
Like
your
the
last
total opposite
Total opposite,
direction.
right? So what made you do that? Was like your family pushing you like, got to do something? Or for you, it was like, yo, this is the last resort of me being somewhat normal? Or it was just like, fuck, I got to do
No,
something?
it just became not a reality.
Yeah.
Just because of I couldn't finish school because of drinking, and I just couldn't. I never followed through and completed anything.
Yeah.
anything. Like everything was. I was looking for a shortcut. I was looking for a way out. I get bored with things. I get restless. I'll go drink with my friends. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, and you were still dealing drugs, so that's probably not good for a cop.
That's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when you took the test and you like, what happened after that? You got the offer and you're just like, I can't do this.
No,
either?
I was out. I was literally out on bail when I took the test. I had gotten arrested.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'd
probably
said all
another-
these things
that's another
stopped
red flag
when I
right
was
there.
17 and 18. All these times of getting away with everything. Now I was getting in trouble for everything.
And after the cop test, what's next on the horizon for you? What do you do then?
So I had gotten into a fight in the West End. I got into many fights. In the West End, Like to me, an ideal Saturday night was like me and my friends, the boys. Everyone's hoodied up. a 40 ounce in a brown paper bag. You know, like it's a mob scene. People are walking on the other side of the street. Anyone that's from out of town is, you know, they may have
trouble.
a problem if they walk past us. And, you know, we're selling drugs, we're drinking, we think we're having a good time, and we're getting into trouble. So
See,
I get into a fight.
I used to drink in Long Beach all the time. I never saw you hoodlums hanging around.
They didn't
you know?
think of you as a threat. Good.
I mean, so I got into many fights, and one fight I got into, I didn't even want to get into the fight, you know, and then I'm telling my friend, no, come on, we're not 16. And I turn around, and the two guys are attacking him, and I go after them, and I knocked the one kid out, and then I hit the other kid over the head with a bottle, and he got messed up really bad. Part of his ear fell off, and and I got arrested, and I ended up having, going to jail. 6 months, 5 years probation. The same sentence as the kid that got
6
murdered.
for
Crazy,
chopping off an
dude.
ear, and the other guy killed someone. You got the same sentence. That seems something's off a little there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah. All right.
So you were in jail for 6 months,
Yeah, you served 4 out of the 6.
not prison, jail.
Jail.
Right? Yeah.
Prison would come later.
Right. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, and
Hammer, you knew all this?
He's my sponsor.
All right.
What do you expect? That's a sponsee. We talk about.
yeah, I love it. No, but that's what, look, there's so much of your story that's interesting. Just from knowing you for these last 9 years I've been sober, what you've done for me, what you've done for others, and just hearing your honesty, whether it's in meetings or just normal conversation, there's a lot to your story, right? And that's why, I love meetings and stuff, but you can't sum up a man's life in 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
You know, so, and that's one of the reasons why I like sitting down and talking, because even my brother, my own brother Lewis, I had him on. I never got to ask him about prison, because why the fuck would he want to talk about that after he just did 9 years?
Mm-hmm.
But there's questions I had.
I have a lot of questions about prison.
Even about
Bring 'em on.
Yeah, it's fucking holding that banana. What
Yeah.
questions do you think he has? So, but I never got to even ask him about the emotions he went through, like being a kid, having to go to jail, how to go to prison. Like in my head,
I feel like I didn't feel emotions because of the drinking and
Yeah.
the drugs.
but then
you know?
but when you first went to jail, you didn't have any of that shit, or you were still able to get some
I had
in
the
there?
fears. I had never been to jail, and now I was going to be there for an extended period of time. So yeah, there was nervousness. I hooked up with people. I didn't have any problems. I
Did
really
you
didn't.
drink? Did you have drinking and drugs in prison? I mean, in jail?
So yeah, not my first time that I drank or smoke weed, but later on when I returned, I did.
Your second time in so the first 6 months you were abstinent. You were basically no drugs and alcohol.
and then I came out a complete animal.
Oh, you got hardened by jail?
Well, not just that, doesn't your ego grow a little bit too? Just again, even though you got caught, it was kind of a slap on the wrist. 4 months.
I mean, I didn't
6
feel
months,
like
yeah.
it was a slap on the wrist because I like now of somebody who's always trying to not go to jail and not be that person, and like jail wasn't in my forte. I didn't think.
No, you
know?
were the
It was
cop. You were the
complete
other
opposite,
end. Yeah.
So I don't know. Was there some pride and ego? Yeah, there was. Sure. But
Did you get jacked? Did you do work? Did you work out and get
did.
jacked?
That was the first time I ever started really working out. I was nice on the pull-up bar and whatever. And I get along with people. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I was fine.
You handled
ate
yourself in
good.
prison.
Yeah.
I mean, in jail. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was no problems. I didn't act like I was somebody different. You just
Right.
keep it real and who you are. You don't get caught in lies, and you won't have any problems.
Did you have to join? Did you join a gang? Did you join the white supremacists? No.
That's not my thing.
No, I don't know. All I know from prison is Oz and what Joe's brother
just
told
saying
me
that's
and
not
Randy
my
told me.
thing.
That's it.
Yeah, come on.
So you get out of jail, right? And you said you were a maniac right off the bat.
Now there's anger. Now there's I'm on a mission. Now I don't give fucks. Now I'm not scared to go back to jail. And of course I don't want to at all. And now I just have to be more careful. So I think the consequences or worrying about my parents or worrying about getting in trouble is just non-existent now. Right. So now I'm selling more drugs. Now I'm drinking more. Now I'm doing more drugs. And
Where are you living at this time?
when I got out of jail,
After you get out.
I was with my parents. Yeah, I was 21 years old.
So was there confrontations? I feel like your dad, and your mom, must have been like,
there
what
was
the fuck,
before
dude?
I went.
So they settled in. They accepted our son is a drug dealer, gangbanging
No,
criminal.
they didn't know all
No
that.
way.
But I do remember one specific conversation when I came home one day, and my dad said, because he still has friends that work, and he said, somebody's telling me that you're selling drugs, and I completely denied it.
Yeah,
He's
deny,
like,
deny,
that's a
deny.
slap in
Yeah.
the face, and I felt him, and I was like, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like I went home with that. I mean, I left him knowing that like deep inside. But is that enough to make me stop? It's not.
No.
You know.
I-
Felt bad and you
Unfortunately,
did
It's
it
so
anyway,
funny.
yeah.
I had that same father's total opposite, a cop and whatever. But
Whatever.
my father was not into drugs. It's like, you know my story, but I was the black sheep because those psychopaths like do anything but not drugs.
Yeah.
So I get that.
but that's like that old school, or I don't know the disease. It's okay to drink, but it's not okay
That's
to
right.
do drugs. I don't know that language.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
no, me either. So you said you were so angry when you got out. What were you so? Because you did 4 months of jail. What were you so angry about when you got out? Were you angry at, or you don't even know? You're
I have
just
no
fucking
idea.
mad.
Filled with
I was
rage.
just on a mission, and but I was going to be recognized, right? So like,
So that was you had a mission of making a name for yourself.
I didn't know that at the time,
Right.
But I was setting something up to not be dethroned of my plans, right? Which
Right.
was to make money. I was going to sell drugs. You know, I had tons of people working for me, and things turned for a while I thought were really good.
Right.
You know, I'm taking a limo from the Whale's Tail to the inn.
You the Whale's Tail to the inn is like it's in Long Beach. It's like not that far.
to take a limo from
These
anywhere
are
to
like
anywhere in Long Beach.
These
is
are
not far.
local bars. You're taking a limo from one local bar to another local bar.
Which is fucking hysterical and amazing.
That's pretty gangster. Yeah.
Hey, over here. 20 seconds later, all right, you fucking wait here. I'll be right back.
I feel like you wore a fur coat while you did this. I don't know why.
I wasn't bougie. I was getting down and dirty.
So you get out of jail. How old are you at this point? 18 still? 19?
No, about
20?
21.
All right, so you're 21. You fucking ordering limos to go 2 blocks,
Yeah.
right? So how much time was it good for? Like from 21 when you got out, right? How long was the party like chilling?
About 4 or 5 years.
Everything
Maybe 4
swung.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my son. That was beautiful.
When did you have your son?
When I was 24.
Okay.
Was the son? You had your son with your wife? Did you get married? Did you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, she was my girlfriend.
She was your girlfriend. Okay.
I mean, we moved in together. You know, I was okay with
Right.
paying for the housing, and I was going out and I was selling drugs,
Right.
and
Did
I was
this-
paying the bills.
So were you happy when you
I
found
was
out?
very happy.
Okay.
I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that was great.
Yeah.
And for the first few
Still
years,
is
things
great.
were. Yeah. I still like being a dad. Just let's get this on record.
Yeah.
But those 4 or 5 years when things were good, like give me a little rundown of what was good about it. Because, all right, for me, I kept on trying to relive those moments before it got bad, over and over again, and just fucking never realizing that it wasn't like that for years. I was just alone after that. So how long were those moments good? And give me an idea of like what that looked like before we get.
I mean,
Real
to me, they were
consequences.
good because, yeah, I was making money, but I was also out whenever I wanted, doing whatever I wanted. You know, the lack of money or lack of drugs was not an issue. You know, and I had friends, and I had some of them fair weather friends, right? But I had good connections, and I was doing fun stuff. You know, I was going to any Yankee game I wanted to, and any playoff game, and you know, Super Bowls and
How are you
whatever.
getting all
And-
these connections to Super Bowls and playoff games? You're leaving out a lot here.
Well, Long Beach is a close-knit town. Like, I'm just speaking from an outsider. Like, I've heard stories about when you grew up and people not coming in from out of town or not coming in from out of town and disrespecting it. Because it wasn't like you guys were just beating the shit out of anybody for no reason. People would come to town and disrespect it. So, no,
You know?
that's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
I fell in love with Long Beach when I came and like got sober here.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of a close-knit neighborhood my father used to talk about, which
Yeah.
doesn't fucking exist in this world anymore.
Right.
Hardly.
Right.
And thank God there's some place still like that. So
Yeah.
he's in a close-knit community and he's a big part of that
But
close-knit
let me also
community.
say that at one time, the kids that I was hanging out with, every neighbor on my block signed some type of waiver to kick them off the block, and they signed
Get outta
it
here.
prisoners of Wisconsin Street.
Oh, I heard about that. Yo, tell
Wait,
us about
what is that?
Tell us more about
You got to explain that more. Wisconsin Street is a street in Long Beach.
Yeah, and the neighbors were unhappy with some of the kids that were living on that block. You know, my parents refused. Like, they did not want me hanging out with these
You
kids.
were one of the kids that lived on the block?
Yeah, I lived on the block, but I wasn't the person that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was another house. Yeah. So all the neighbors signed, or they wanted them off the block.
And they
And
refer to
me,
themselves
those
as
are
the prisoners.
the neighbors that signed this,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
That's what was the title on it. Like
You,
prisoners of
they
Wisconsin.
felt like they were
you made
prisoners.
their block feel like they were prisoner in their own
Not
home.
him.
Not
it
him.
Was, it was the other kids, right? But these are the kids that I am absolutely hanging out with.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it was the other kids. I'm just want to be clear with you here.
Yes. So, I mean, there was one neighbor, right? He's there with his wife. I guess she went over to the friend's house one day, and they do what they do, and then they hung her thong up on their flagpole, as like, and the husband has to come home and look. I was like, oh. Yeah.
Well, that's just good-hearted. That's just good comedy. That's classic. That's
I
a
get
classic.
murdered for that. Dude.
Really?
Yeah, I'm lighting the house on fire and walking away.
Hammer.
I'm just saying.
Hammer, will you allow it?
No, because it's like it's disrespectful.
That's
Plus,
right.
it's like it's a personal property.
right.
How
I
would
can't
you
take
like
a
if
joke.
How would you like if somebody went to your house and took your underwear or your giant Super Bowl, whatever?
She might have left it.
I don't own a thong.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I am. And then I get arrested again, is what happens.
Can you talk
But
about
you're on
how you got
probation,
arrested?
no?
I am on probation.
That's not good. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know I was on probation, but
Like, I thought I did that dance already. What do you mean? So,
I lasted a little bit on probation, maybe a year.
That's pretty good. That's
bad.
good.
Not
Yeah.
It was 5-year probation.
All right. I didn't say it was great. Pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe 2 years.
can
I
you
lasted.
talk about what you got arrested for that time?
Yeah, so I get arrested for selling drugs. I mean, it was probation because I had stopped going, and to me, I didn't care anymore. I did the year, I reported, I
Right.
went to treatment like you asked. I had to, pick when I could drink and when I could do this and, try to avoid all that stuff. No thoughts of getting sober, that's for sure. And then, so probation rolls up to me, on me with the detectives, and they rolled up to me at my job when I was working for the city of Long Beach. And, and I had a lot of drugs on me.
You pretty much always have a lot of drugs on you.
I
from the
did.
sound
I
of it,
mean,
yeah.
going out, like, the individual packages and then the personal package, and the personal package was always way bigger than
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
and I would try to have everyone else hold it, not me. You can't touch me. I'm untouchable.
Right.
So everyone else has got it in case the cops roll up. They're stashed in certain spots and downstairs in the basements, in the bars, in the freezers. It's all over the place. It's just not on me.
Right.
But at this particular time, when it's time to re-up, it's on me. And and they got me.
They got you.
They got me, and I can never take that back. It's like you knew you were done.
Yeah.
They have me handcuffed. They're bringing me to my mother's house. I had to keep that address. I wasn't living there, but
Yeah.
they take me there, and they're looking for more, and I'm like, I'm good as long as they don't take me to my house. And whatever, they had what they needed.
They had enough.
Yeah.
And what did you feel like when you knew
I
you were
just-
fucked?
Like I
On probation, getting busted with fucking drugs. Like, you are fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What'd you
was.
feel?
I felt like if I could only take this back, like, this isn't real, this can't be happening, but I know it's happening. And it's
Right.
like, this is my life. It's like, I get fucked and I put in a position where I can't get out of.
Right.
And I have no control. I have no control of what's going to happen right now.
Right.
Yeah, they bring me to the precinct. They didn't, like, I remember being in the back of the car and I'm like, don't make a left, because I didn't want them to go to my house because they would have found tons of stuff, but they didn't. They made the right to go to the precinct, and I was like, a sign of relief. But I was already, like I said, I was screwed anyway, and the detective said, there's a way to get out of this if you want to tell us, and I lost it on him. Like,
Oh, the rat?
Yeah.
Nah, you don't fucking rat.
So, so I took what they gave me,
And what'd you end up doing?
Well, they gave me 4.5, right?
You pled guilty?
So 2.5 in and 2.5 post-release supervision.
Prison,
Parole.
though, not jail.
Prison. Now we're going to
Upstate.
college.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Sing Sing?
I was at Collins Correctional. It is one of the furthest prisons from here. It's right outside Buffalo.
Oh, north.
Wow.
So here's what happened though. You go for classification. You do 2 weeks in I don't know, somewhere in mid-state, right? And then they tell me that I qualify for, I'm going to be in this program. It's called Shock. 6 months. So they take me to. I'm like, I'm getting out in 6 months. This is incredible. And they're like, nah. They're like, you do not qualify for 2 reasons, right? 1, I have a violent history. I already have a violent conviction. And 2, because I have diabetes. So I tried to fight it.
Oh.
Forget
what does
the
diabetes have to do with you not
I
getting
guess
this?
it's like physical. The shock camp is you have to do all this running and you have to do all this stuff.
It's like a
and
boot camp.
I guess it's a liability. So
That's
here I
fucked.
am thinking I'm getting out in 6 months, and they're like, nope, 2.5 years. So that was disappointing.
You had diabetes since birth?
When I was 15, I was diagnosed. That's where it all started.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how old are you when you go away this time for 2.5?
25.
And you wind up doing the whole 2.5. You come home in 2. What?
Yeah, 2.5.
What was that like? Like, are you starting to make any kind of connection? Like, fuck, man, I keep getting myself in this situation, or you're still just like, I can't wait to get out and fucking keep ripping.
No. I definitely not a thought of like I want to keep ripping. Do I need to stop? Still wasn't a thought. You know,
No. Do you need to stop selling drugs?
I just
maybe,
can't
but-
catch a break. Is like what
Okay.
I'm thinking.
You just keep getting
This
screwed.
sucks.
Black cloud.
It's not
This
your
sucks.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad luck.
Like, of course, I won't do this again. But my history is I do exactly that again, again and again. What's that?
You were just
Insanity?
more angry that you got caught than anything else.
Yeah, I guess there's some reflecting of like I have to make some changes.
Now,
I'm
any-
not going to get arrested for selling drugs if I'm not selling drugs.
So, as a cop's son, like you've had a lot of run-ins with the law. Did at any time did you develop a resentment towards the law, or were you always like, "No, this is my fault. They're just doing their job."
So that's actually a great
Yeah.
question because it's so split, right? That I am thin blue line through and through.
Right, me too.
Like blue bloods
Yep,
and
that's
like
right.
Yeah.
there's no question about it.
Right.
But at the same time, when I'm in my addiction and I'm selfish and I'm self-centered, it's fuck everybody.
Right.
You know, and them too. There was one time I got arrested twice on the same day, all right, on Irish Day, because I'm drinking, and now I'm pissed. And I'm not even pissed at the cops, but I'm taking it out on the cops.
Right.
You know,
Misplaced
I'm driving by
aggression.
and I'm like, F you for like, you know, and like when I get, even today, like I get pulled over, my defenses are up. Even though I want their safety, I'm rolling down the window, I'm doing everything because I do care and I don't want anything to happen, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, my attitude and my behaviors can come out so quick if
Yeah.
I don't get my way or, you know, if
That's-
I feel threatened.
So those 2.5 years in prison, was there any like seeds planted that you remember that kind of flourished later while you were in prison? A book that you read, somebody that said something to you, anything that like impacted you in a positive way moving forward?
In a positive way,
Yeah.
From prison.
I was going to say no, but the support that I got from my family,
They still supported you. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
After all that. Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. To
that-
taking the
Unconditional
12-hour
love.
rides
Yeah.
to Buffalo, my
right.
son's mother taking a train from Long Beach to Penn Station and taking a bus and 8, 9, 10 hours to go up there, to sleep in a hotel, to come the next night.
So you were shown
That-
unconditional love, and that impacted you for the rest of your life.
I'll never forget that support.
No,
Yeah.
you recognized it right there. It didn't take
Power. I
long.
hate to be
Yeah.
cheesy, but the power
No,
of
it's not.
love is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, we know you're cheesy. We fucking read your Hinge, your Grinder,
Oh,
Grinder account,
stop.
whatever it
It's
was.
not Grinder.
But I'm just saying, like,
But like I need
that's
something
amazing.
and maybe that's the definition of spoiled and I hope to even have half that with my son.
That's
Is
right.
that like when I ask my parents for something or I need something or I'm in need and they show up.
Yeah, they can't help it.
They show the fuck
That's
up.
right. Yeah.
Now, were you still using? Now, in the prison sentence, were you drinking? Did you
So-
make toilet wine or what?
There was
Did you have any hooch?
I had hooch in the county, right? And that all of a sudden there was a big fight broke out, and I was like, "I'll go figure." We're all drinking. Now we're beating people up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I smoked weed. I was worried, right? So after the first 6 or the first year, I had to do a program up when I was up there, and
Yeah.
if you get caught, you have to start over. And I'm worried about keeping my good time and not getting in trouble. So at a point, drugs weren't like a huge thing. Like, yeah, I did what I did. On my birthday, I definitely, a couple of times I would get high.
By the way, it's my birthday soon.
That's great.
You want a birthday cake now or
I would
something?
love you guys to do something for me. Izzy,
I
do
told you
something
we're,
for me.
We're gonna
You know.
get you those socks from the pharmacy.
Oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
very close friends.
I had this one moment where I just wanted to get high, and I knew people. Like
Yeah.
I know what's going on, and at one point I see people, and I'm like, I want that, and like I don't even know what it is, but like I just want to get high.
Yeah.
and they're like, it's heroin, and like people are falling out all over, and I'm like, I don't fucking care,
Right.
And
Well, what else
I
you gotta
didn't
do?
end up
Yeah.
doing it anyway, but like, you just you notice everything that's going on, right?
Right.
So I get involved. What I would say, good people, the prison type of good people
Good
that there
prison
are,
people. Yeah. The good group.
but-
the nerds in prison.
Joe, you
Yeah.
would like this is that like the people that I was most connected with was the Italians.
Oh.
right? But there's a reason why. It's because they know how to eat.
That's
and to
right.
me, eating
That's
has
right.
always been so important.
What do you mean they know how to eat?
You bond.
Shave the garlic. You gotta make it razor thin.
That's some of my favorite stories, though, is when my father or my brother comes home and talks, when you get the peanuts and the ramen, you make it's like Thai food. You wouldn't even know the difference. I'm like, I fucking know the difference.
Oh,
Calm
I
down.
love prison recipes. You got to take the bag of Doritos. You got to smash them up. You got to cross the
Put it in
chicken
the sock,
up.
put it on the dryer, heat it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's amazing how resourceful and how talented a lot of those guys are in there. My brother used to send home handkerchiefs. You thought fucking they would design like somewhere in Hallmark. It's sick. And it was just some guy who was paying a couple of cigarettes.
It's important who you eat with, right?
Yeah.
I would eat with anybody because I love food, right? But we had this, one guy cooked, one guy got the food, one guy had the money for this, but in the end, they had my back, right? Because there was a situation when I got into some trouble up there, over like a 3-way phone call, and I get into an issue with somebody who I was kind of close with.
What is that code? 3-way phone call. What does that mean?
Like if
Is that
somebody needs a phone call,
My brother's same story, the fight he got into.
yeah.
Go ahead.
If somebody isn't there to accept a collect call,
Yeah.
and you call somebody, and then they on the cell phone 3-way somebody, or maybe somebody's not on your approved list or something.
Oh, okay. Now I get what you're saying. Okay.
So I'm in the yard, right, and all of a sudden here comes somebody who I was close with, and he pulls up with something, and now I had heard, right, that somebody was arriving, some type of 5-star general in the Bloods in Rochester. He was somebody, not to be messed
a
with.
big shot caller, gangbanger.
Shot caller, yeah.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, they asked me to go into the bathroom with them in the yard, and in there is no protection. Like if you're thinking that the guard is going to help you, you're fucked. So my guard is up, and I'm cornered by these two guys,
Right.
and they're making threats, but what they're saying is that they want money because I screwed this guy over, and it wasn't even like that. Like I didn't screw this guy over, so now I'm like really confused. I hear somebody that like we were eating together and we were cool,
Yeah.
and now like
Turning on you.
and now you got this big blood with you, and now and meanwhile this guy his name was Stickum, right? And his name was
that's-
Stickum because
yeah.
he's right. He's
Fucking sticks
you
people,
know.
yeah.
He used
But
a lot
I
of
wasn't worried
Post-its.
about him, Like even though I saw a different side of him, now I'm worried about like. Now I got an issue with the Bloods that I didn't sign up for this, and so when I go back and I tell my boys, they don't even say anything, right? They're just listening, right? And then that night, right? So this all happens quick, right? So that was at like 4:00. I go to get my med. They call for the meds. I go to the
Diabetes
meds at
meds,
6:00, and then all of a sudden they're Stickum, right? And
That's
I'm
Stickum.
I'm like, what's up? He's like, I got your message to meet you here. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea. And before I could even say it,
He stuck you.
no. People jumped out and got him.
Yeah.
And just like that, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And
They were like, don't fucking do that.
and that's great, right? But now I have to deal with the
That's-
Well,
consequences.
now you have
the
a beef
next
with
day.
like a gangbanger, like a big time shot caller from the Bloods. So now you need to make friends with the Crips, I'm assuming, right?
We had the Latin Kings, right?
Oh, okay.
And,
All right.
so now I'm in the dorm, and my boys are like, all right, so it's going to go down tomorrow in the yard, like
Oh, shit.
the Bloods and us. And I'm like,
Wow.
well, all I was trying to get was my insulin.
Yeah.
But they asked me the question, right? They're like, are you ready? Like it's life or death.
Right. It literally
So
is.
I'm thinking I literally have to go there and stab people in the neck, or I'm going to get stabbed in the neck.
This reminds me of Jew camp.
And I'm thinking all I want to do is go home.
Yeah.
I do not want a body.
No.
I don't want to die, but I also don't want a body.
Right. You don't want to kill someone and spend the rest of your life in prison.
And but before that next morning is that there was some kind of truce called and nothing.
A truce?
happened. Yeah.
The generals got together and squashed it.
I guess.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
Just like that.
Could have went
You know?
totally different direction.
Now,
That's
Meech, let me ask you a
ridiculous.
question. How do you think Hammer would fare in the yard?
He'd crush it.
You think Hammer? I could see Hammer becoming a shot caller in the Bloods.
Yeah.
In like 6 months,
Like eighth grade,
leading
like
the
eighth
gang.
grade president in
right?
middle school.
Like
Yeah.
completely. I'm being serious.
Absolutely.
Like by 6 months in, Hammer's a shot caller. He's got the red bandana on.
Yep.
He's got the guards on payroll.
That's right. 3 guys like
Right.
you holding his pocket.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm being dead serious.
too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
He
So,
would have to come out of his pockets once in a while and buy some people dinner, and he would eat well.
there you go. There you go. Hammer's taking us out for dinner, ladies and gentlemen, after this, just so you know. So, all right. So you do your 2-year bid, right? You come out. How old are you? And kind of take me from how old you are when you get out, where your mental head is about getting out and what to do first, and kind of that road from there.
To where we are now.
Yeah.
So I'm about 27, 28. I know I don't want to go back there.
Is it a little different than the first time? Or like, are you still angry and fucking whatever? But
I think I'm even worse.
yeah. Wow.
I think I'm even worse. Now I've been away for a while, and now the scene's a little different for me going into the bars and being in the West End. And now I stepped out of the game, right? Even though I shout out to like some of my people who would make sure my son and his mother were all right. You know, there were some moves that I made to make sure that they would still have some money coming in or whatever, and that was nice. And people had envelopes for me when I came home, some friends, and with no questions asked, and that was very nice.
So it sounds like you were very well respected, loved. Like you had a loving family, you have these loving friends. Even though you were doing these like crazy ass things, you were still like had people had your back.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Let me ask a question to you.
Yeah.
Meech, when you were in prison, and I know you talked about your family making the trips and stuff, how did you feel with Patrick seeing all this? Because at a young age, the children are very vulnerable.
Patrick's your son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vulnerable, and it's like, now you get into this situation you mentioned before. Did Patrick come into your mind thinking, oh my God, if I make a mistake, he'll be fatherless,
Absolutely.
It's a great question.
So he's only 2 and 3 when I'm away, and I was just happy as hell to see him. I don't think that he's registering what's really going on and where I am.
But he knew you weren't there.
I wanted to be around for him. So me being away was killing me inside, But it's not enough to get me to not do it again. It's not.
Okay.
It's not enough to get me to not pick up that drink, to not throw a punch first. It's not. And my history is going to tell me again when I get out is that I go right back to doing the same things, and that's exactly what I did. Even though my intentions are not to do any of this stuff again, before I know it, I'm right back and doing the same things.
And what'd that look like? Because you come home, you got envelopes, right? You got all this love, and then it's like, for a little while, was it kind of calm? Were you trying to do the right thing?
I was definitely trying. I'm always trying to do the right thing.
Because it's also hard. Like, I remember when I was trying to do the right thing, and then I'd go around my friends, and they're expecting me to be the psychopath, And it's like, and it's hard because it's like, you have to turn on for that, and I'm trying to stay off.
So when I'm with the people that know me, I don't have to say anything. They know who I am. They know what I'm about. But now it's like being in the scene where there's other people now here that I don't know, and I'm like,
let these motherfuckers know.
They're about to know,
Yeah.
but at the same time, is that like, I don't trust myself because I'm gonna go back. And who the hell wants to go back? I definitely don't.
No.
Now it sounds like so you have this reputation in the West End. You're out of prison, you come home, like you have a reputation there, like you're known. So were there people that were like trying to
try you,
make a name for themselves, or like fight you? Like, oh, Meech is one of the fighters in this area.
I somehow get into fights on my own because of myself.
Yeah,
don't need to be provoked.
I don't. But yeah, I have these intentions of not doing the same things, and then I'll tell you one quick story is that I get the same order, right, that I went away with and that I got arrested with. I get it in my pocket, and I'm walking down the street in the West End, and I see a cop in an unmarked car, and I see him make eye contact, and I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden, he's slowing down, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And sure enough, he pulls over, and he calls me over, and I was like, this is no fuck. I get that same feeling. I'm like, there's no way this is happening.
No.
And he starts asking me questions, not about what I have in my pocket or anything else. He's asking me questions about, do I know anything about someone breaking into his brother's car, who's also a cop, and stolen his gun. All right, so I leave this conversation, I don't know anything about that, but I leave this conversation feeling like a piece of shit because, like, this is a cop asking me, do I know anything about his brother's gun being stolen? Like, where did my life turn into this?
That's right.
Yeah.
This is rock bottom.
That was the rock. That was the wake up call.
This is like insane.
Wow.
I don't get clean and sober there, but it's not long after that I do.
But that's the first. So you would say like that's the first moment where you're like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah.
Like hard.
Yeah.
That was the first really big seed that maybe sprouted.
Because
over
I
there.
do have that respect, especially for that particular officer. Like
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
family of cops, and like
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. Your background, how you grew up, what you want to be, all that coming into a culmination of like, well, how the fuck did I get here?
Culmination.
What
You
was
like that,
Good
don't
word.
you? Yeah, good word. Culminate all over your face. Anyway, so, okay.
He's been waiting to use that word all day. Finally found a way to seamlessly work it into the conversation.
Hey, that's what I do.
Was there like a final moment, like one thing that said, okay, this is it, I'm done, I gotta get clean? Like, do you have that? Like, for me, when I talk about when I was on, it's like me getting drunk in front of my mother at that shoe store finally broke the camel. Was there one for you that broke the camel and it's like, okay, I'm done?
So there was many moments, right? But the last moment, it was more about myself, right? It wasn't about, my son who I want to be sober for or anyone else. It was about that, like, I have no defense, I guess. And like, I cannot stop myself from picking up that first drink. I cannot. I've tried so many times to tell myself that I'm not going to drink or I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And it always ends days later with the same feeling, So the very end was like, I'm fucked, Like, if I leave this house, I'm going to end up drinking. And then, now I'm on pain meds for a back injury. And I
But so that moment with the cop, because I want to get to that last moment where you actually hit a spiritual rock bottom, right? Especially in Long Beach. AA and stuff like that is big. Were you introduced to anything? Did anybody even say, like, you should? Nothing like that, right? The first
Nothing.
incident was the cop with the gun. And then what kind of led to that? How long apart was that incident and all the seeds that you kind of like saw on your way to this?
I don't know how long
Rock
went by.
bottom.
It could have been a few months, right?
So it wasn't that long, though.
It wasn't that long.
Okay, rock
It
on.
wasn't that long. There was one other time when I was with my son, and I knew I was meeting him, and I knew I couldn't drink, and I ended up drinking, and I was able to stop and be with him, but being so miserable while I was with him was another rock bottom feeling. It was because I can't stop obsessing over more and more and more, and here I am trying, and like I can't even.
You couldn't be
enjoy this
present.
time. No,
Yeah, you couldn't be
absolutely
present.
not
So
present.
you these moments, these special moments, that life is short. Your kid's going to grow up. You're not going to be this age ever again, and you can't be present with him in that moment.
because all I want to do is drink and do drugs.
Right.
That's
crazy.
So yeah, I wake up this one day. I didn't know it would be the last time, but I have those feelings that like I'm screwed, and I actually made a phone call. And I had never done anything like that. I'd never been completely honest about my drinking and using, and I asked somebody for help. Somebody that I knew that I worked with at the rec, who had gone to rehab. And I'm like, if this sick bastard could do it,
He went to rehab and he was sober,
he was.
and you called him and asked him, like, what'd you say?
I probably said I'm ready.
You're ready?
He probably said it's about damn time.
Yeah.
Right.
He said, I have a place for you to go. Hang tight.
And you went to rehab?
And I went to rehab.
Is that your only rehab? Or first?
It is. First and only.
First and only. Wow.
I went to your
LSER?
Yes.
I love LSER. They got the best whole wheat blueberry pancakes. Oh my gosh. They have their own garden. They grow herbs and tomatoes. The food is absolutely delectable and delicious.
This is not an advertisement. You don't have to go to get so.
LSER is amazing.
It's not an advertisement. All right.
If you want good, wholesome fun with great meals and nice accommodations, I would recommend
used to be an
LSER.
So I was one and done too. It was 10 years in and out.
Oh, you guys are so fancy and cool. I went to 10 rehabs. Fuck you both.
That's more fucking badge of honor and being. I went to 10 rehabs and 43 detoxes, and
Well-
look at me.
Well, you know what? If they
One
didn't
and
make
done,
the food
dude.
so good, maybe
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been to 10 rehabs,
So you're in that rehab. You've never been there before. You never even really kind of touched on alcoholism or anything like that. You have this aha moment. You go in there. What is that like? Are you all in right away? Are you still skeptical?
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I had no idea that my life was going to change so dramatically and like the complete.
It's fucking crazy, right?
This happened in rehab?
No, I
you just
didn't know. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I didn't think I was going to be able to stay sober.
Right.
I had very little hope. Like the more I'm learning about this stuff and about the disease, the more screwed I feel.
Yeah.
The more people that are next to me saying this is their 12th time and they did this and like one little mistake, because that's my life history is I make one little mistake or one big mistake,
Right.
and everything goes to shit.
Right,
Like,
you could
why
be
is this
perfect.
going to be different?
You could be
I'm going to
perfect.
quit.
Right.
I'm going to be bored. I'm going to leave early. It's not going to work. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not
Yeah.
like I'm not staying sober.
Right.
You know, I don't think I'm not going to stay sober, but I don't think I'm going to stay sober.
Well, it's hard, right? Because
I want to stay sober.
Well, it's
but
really-
there's so many things I wanted to do that didn't work.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, for me, like, came to believe, it wasn't just in God, it was in myself, too.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't, not for a second did I believe. I've already
But I think it
proven
was
so
good
many
that I didn't
times.
believe myself
Yeah.
to stay sober because I didn't get myself sober, and I'm definitely not keeping
Definitely
myself
not.
sober.
No.
But for me, like, I knew like that I wasn't getting sober. I knew it.
Well, that's like the
I
aha moment, though,
accepted.
right?
I accepted the fact that I was going to have to monitor this for the rest of my life. I wasn't going to live long, but if I monitored it good, I could maybe get 65, maybe 70 years, of life. And I wouldn't, die of alcoholic cirrhosis or in some car accident or something like that. If I monitored it, great. But that's a full-time job, obsessing over everything, every second of every day, my drinking, everything. And it just wasn't attainable. It wasn't a real goal because it only takes one mistake. You could be perfect 99.9% of the time. And that 0.1%,
Well,
that could be it.
This is what I learned is that we're gonna make those mistakes,
Right.
and the only thing that's gonna prevent me and stop me from picking up that drink or that drug is a relationship with a higher power.
Yes.
And when I knew that, I got even more scared because
right.
I don't have a relationship with a higher power, and I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But it got me open, and it got me doing all these crazy things that I never thought I would be doing.
You were willing.
I was definitely willing.
Yeah, that's the
I
most
never
important thing.
wanted to drink and do drugs again from that moment.
Right, but you needed God.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
if you would have told me that, I don't know how.
Well, you're in rehab right now, right? So
I'm
they're
in rehab.
talking about it, but they're not really.
I'm not hearing the
Not
God
like
stuff.
that.
I'm hearing about like they go to meetings and they
That's
get
right.
connected and the sponsorship and the steps.
Was there anything in rehab though, like another aha moment where either a speaker came in and dropped some knowledge that clicked, or a counselor said something and you were just like, "Yo, that's me." Was there any moments in rehab that kind of gave you that extra motivation to keep going?
I think it was when they would bring the meetings in, and there would be people that were like my age that were in their 20s.
The 8 o'clock meeting at night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
Like
Yeah.
young people that were sober, and I'm like, holy fuck,
Yep.
where are these people coming from? I thought they were like rock stars.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, there's people like this outside.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, 2 of my 3 best friends are sober at the time, and like I'm so stuck in
Right.
self that I don't even know it. You know?
I didn't even believe for the first 9 rehabs. I didn't even believe they were sober. Those people that came in at 8 o'clock and brought the meeting. I thought they were bullshitting. They were liars because there's no possible way any human could ever live their life sober. It's not a realistic thing.
My friend tells me one time, he goes, I don't know if he used the word sober, but he's not drinking. And all I heard was designated driver. And I'm like, great.
Right.
How somebody's
could
going
you
to
use
drive.
him?
And I'm
Yeah.
drinking and doing all sorts of stuff right in front of him, not even thinking that what this guy's going
Right.
through.
Right.
That's why I had to I came to believe in God, because looking back, like you said, I had people in my life all the time that was sober. When I met you, for example, I say it all the time, and the guys from our meeting, it was like I got to see a bunch of guys I used to look up to for doing all the wrong things, now doing all the right things, right? And it's not like I didn't see it before, but it's like God pulls the wool off of our eyes, and now we could actually see and be like, holy shit, that's fucking wild. It's wild.
I did have the career, right? We were talking about career.
Yeah.
I was a point when I'm sitting in rehab and I'm like, I think I want to be a counselor. Like to talk about drugs and alcohol all day and get
to be a
paid
drug
to be a
counselor,
job.
yeah.
I was like, that is like, I want to do that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know that would actually work out.
No,
you know?
no.
Yeah, for the listeners, actually, Meech was one of me and Joe's counselors.
Look at how he's saying that.
I'm just saying, when we lived in the sober house, Meech actually was one of our counselors. And
Yeah,
whatever.
save
Yeah.
Justin from fucking going away for a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh, that's right. So
let me tell a story.
let-
Sure,
go.
Please let him tell
I
us.
want Izzy to hear it too. Izzy, you got to hear this story.
We'll get back to Mike's story, but you have to hear this. It's
Yes.
fucking
So
great.
as a counselor, we don't let anyone drink and drive, right? Somebody's under influence, we have to take their keys. When we have that conversation and they don't give us keys, we are mandated to call the police. That's the last thing I want to do is call the police, believe me, right? Especially on... So, listen, I don't want to call the police on anybody ever, right? So I try to have this conversation with Justin. He comes to the facility, he's drunk, and he is completely drunk. He tries to make out with the clinical director.
That's not true. I don't believe
How
it.
the
It's true.
fuck-
I don't remember.
He tries to make out with the counselor.
Who, you?
That was me.
I don't remember any of this.
And he refuses to give us the keys. He goes. So they're calling the cops. I'm not calling the cops. I'm going after him. He puts the keys in the car. He's ready to go. I see the cops pull up. I'm talking to him and pleading with him not. I reach in without the cop. Like, I know the cop's watching the car now. He's on us, you know. And I reach over slickly. I pull the keys out. I put them in my pocket. And
I vaguely remember
because
that.
I know, right? I know that even he doesn't have to be driving.
Nope.
Him just being in the car, never mind with the keys in the car, he's going to jail for DWI. So we got him out of that one.
I didn't make out with the counselor. I
you
didn't
tried to.
She did not want to make out with you.
Come here, baby.
No way.
You helped me so much. I love you.
I would never. Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll bleep that out. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He keeps telling me this story, but I still think
He told me that day, dude.
he's
You definitely
lying.
did. Yeah, I made that up. Okay.
all I remember.
That's more likely him making that up than your fucking drunk, moronic ass.
All I
remembering.
remember
you doing
from that. Now this is really weird. I remember being in the waiting, like some kind of room in Seafield, and there was like a heater or an air conditioning or something, and it was. And I remember this is really, it's just fucking freaky, right? I was so fucked up that I actually heard voices, like whispering, like schizophrenic
What were they
voices. I don't remember. It was all crazy schizophrenic voices.
Meech is a liar.
No, it wasn't coherent. It was like just like a bunch of like run-on sentences
Yeah,
over and
exactly.
over, like really fast, over and over, but like in a demonic voice coming from like the radiator. That's all. And then I remember Meech coming into my car and taking the keys. I don't remember trying to make out with a counselor.
Oh, okay.
That didn't happen.
So you remembered 2 out of 100 things, and we're supposed to believe your story. I remember fucking demons talking out of the radiator,
Yeah.
and then one of them took the keys out of my. Shut the fuck up.
Erroneous on all counts.
So okay, you're in rehab. You start thinking about that career thing, right? But you still don't know what's on the other side of the door when
I
you get
got
out.
no
of there,
idea.
right? What happens when you get out? What the fuck is that like?
I'm motivated by fear, right? Fear that I'm going to drink, that I'm going to mess this up. So I'm taking all the suggestions that they're telling me to take, including going to a meeting the day I got out. So, you know, I'm new to this. I've never been to AA, and they're telling me I got to get phone numbers, I got to get a sponsor, I got to put my hand up, and I walk through the fear, and, you know, I go to that first meeting. I do see a familiar face or two that I knew from Long Beach. I was happy to see familiar faces.
You were in a Long Beach meeting?
Yep. And my hand went up when I said, is anybody new? Because that's what I had to do. And I was relieved. You know what? It was like things are going to change a little bit and go my way. Because when they passed the meeting, I didn't have to go up to everybody and get their phone number. They passed the meeting list around for me. Next thing you know, I'm sitting in there. I get my 30-day chip. And they passed the list around, and I have these numbers. And I'm like, oh, that was convenient. You know, like I didn't even know the list was for me. You know, I
Right.
see them passing.
That's
something.
a very
I'm like, what's going
important
on
thing.
with this?
We do
Why'd
in
they
meetings.
skip me? Everybody's writing down their name. I'm not.
For the
How do they know
listeners-
I'm new?
For the listeners that have never been to a meeting, that's one of the things you do when you go to an AA meeting. If you're new, you raise your hand, you say, I'm new. You give your name, say I'm an alcoholic, whatever. And then the person running the meeting says, would you like a list of names and phone numbers? And then you're supposed to say yes. We hand a list around and everyone signs it and gives their name and their number. And then that newcomer gets the list of names and numbers, and you're supposed to call it if, whenever you need it.
I did use it.
Yeah.
You
Right
know?
away?
No, so I went to a meeting the following night with another person that worked at the rec that was sober, and we went to a meeting, and then that third night, I went to walk to a meeting close to my house. It wasn't there. I got the meetings messed up, so now I'm panicking, and I was like, I got this list, and I called somebody on the list.
Got the list.
Somebody came to my house within 5 minutes. They were at my
Wow.
house, picked me up, took me to where I needed to go.
And how
That's-
fucking shocking was that?
That's AA.
Well, I didn't know. I thought
course,
that's
that's
what
what
they
I'm
do.
saying. Yeah.
You know.
There's one thing that strikes to me, and I wanted to ask this because Long Beach sobriety is amazing, and it's like I'm grateful for that. But it's like, were you at a particular meeting, like when you first came in, and you were surprised to see someone from your past sober in that room? Because I went through that myself with a childhood friend of mine from the neighborhood who I thought I would never see the day of light get sober, and I saw him in that room, and I'm saying to myself, "Holy crap, he's sober."
Yeah, it felt good to see familiar faces from the West End and like, oh, where'd this person go? But I also had, like I said, I had 2 friends that was sober, and one of them is like one of my best friends that growing up with that I drank with. You know, I didn't know much about AA or what he was doing, and he had quite a few years sober. So just knowing that he was in there, and believe me, I called him in early recovery when I was struggling and I didn't know what to do, and I thought I was definitely picking up. And I reached out and I called him, and it was probably the longest conversation I ever had with anybody, you know. And it might have only been 10 minutes, you know. Usually it was like, where are you? What time? When?
Time's
You
relative.
know? And like that was like the length of conversations, you know. And
Right.
he talked me through it. I don't even know what we talked about, but we talked, and I made it to sleep that night without having to pick up.
Now, when you get into these rooms, this is in Long Beach. So this is like you have a reputation, you know.
Yeah,
So
and
you get there when people are like, "Holy shit!" You know, Meech is here.
Yeah, it happened early, right?
Yeah.
So somebody, you know, people that I used to sell to, and
Right.
you know, they're coming up to me and like, "Holy shit!" You know, like you're here, and I had nothing but good experiences,
Right.
with seeing people that I knew.
And you're getting your license to become a counselor. Did you do this right away? Drug counselor?
About a year, about 9 months sober. And, you know, and people are telling me you have to have 2 years. So I know you have to have 2 years. And I'm going through a place that's going to pay for me to go to school that, like, you can lie. You know, people are telling me to lie. The person that got me into rehab was like, lie. And that didn't feel good, you know. So I had the conversation with my sponsor at the time, and he said, "Just tell them that there's people with 10 years that don't have what you have right now. Because now I'm in this work,
That's
and
fucking
I'm doing it, you
Yeah.
know." And
Right out the gate, you
Well,
you took all the suggestions right out the gate. It took me
That's
10 rehabs.
That's
to do
what I
that.
want to ask you. Were you all in right away, or was it like a trickle effect?
I was all in.
Yeah.
I was all in
It's
because
different for
I
everyone.
felt like I needed to be all in.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm admitting that I'm an alcoholic and an addict. To me, it doesn't mean that I can't use safely. It doesn't mean that like
Right.
I'm not going to be able to control. It means that I'm going to pick up unless I have recovery.
Right.
And I don't know at the time what recovery is, but I know I fucking need it.
You knew that right away. That's amazing. I did not get that right away.
Well, no, that was the same reason I went to detoxes, because I finally woke up that morning and I'm not going to do this again. It was a fact. I'm going to fucking get high again. And I remember,
Yeah.
and that's what got
You
me.
didn't have to
detox.
convince me that I was
Nope.
gonna do it again.
Exactly. And it was like, oh, I'm definitely doing that. And maybe I don't have to, because I've been in the rooms before and kind of got that seed planted. But I'll never forget after my like step one experience through the book, and I saw you and you're like, what'd you figure out? And I couldn't put in the words, and you were like, you fucked. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Because once you say that, you're like, all right, well, now what? I'm fucked unless, right?
Yep.
Unless so you jumped right in.
I did.
And you just fucking did everything.
Jumped right in. I was in treatment for like the 100th time, but this time I wanted to be there. And I built a crew. I was building a crew.
Different
right?
type of crew this time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Right.
But I had those qualities.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't leave. That,
Leadership
like,
qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like
That's right.
people are gonna do. You know, if you're not doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna make fun of you until you do it.
Right.
You know.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely your MO.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. That's that.
Until you want to do
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yeah.
because you're tired of being picked on in outpatient that you're sitting there still using,
Right.
and we're going to meetings.
Right.
Like, come to meeting.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And-
You used to give me so much
and
shit
I-
to do the steps when you were my
Yeah.
counselor. Like, I wouldn't do it.
Not
I
just
don't
that.
need the steps. You're like, do you want to get sober? Because if you know the steps, you're just going to continue to use, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, but
You
not
know?
just that. He was always digging deeper. Like
Yeah.
he was always, as my guy, he was always digging deeper and always seeking the truth. Like he would always
Yeah.
ask that one little question more, and
Right,
dig deeper,
right,
and have to
yeah.
make me think, and
Right.
get me fucking so angry.
Right.
But like that's,
Sometimes it was the question that a lot of people would be afraid to ask.
that's right, all the time.
Right.
Yeah. And that's,
Right.
So those behaviors that like I'm a little different, that like I can't control my, you know, like the things
Right.
I talked about in the beginning have turned out to be like
one of your best qualities and
a
gifts
good
for what you
quality.
do.
Like I'm
Yeah.
able to use that as a good quality. That
Yeah.
like I'm not fearful of you sitting across from me,
Right.
and I'm going to ask you what I want to ask you.
Right.
And I'm going to get it out of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what made me at least be successful in some aspects.
It probably would make you a very successful interrogator as a detective as well. Like, you probably could have used those skills for that as well.
Maybe, but
It
I
sounds
think,
like the same type
I
of
think
skill
my
set.
higher power wants
Oh, this
me
is definitely
to help
this
people.
is definitely
this
what
is-
was meant to be. But I'm saying that skill set is like a similar skill set. I would think, like, to get people to say things.
I don't
you know?
question any of my past. It
Yeah.
all got me to exactly where
100%.
I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't question any of this,
Yeah.
any of it. I know I was supposed to be in this field helping people.
You're supposed to be in this chair right now on this podcast. Like everything in your life led you up to this moment right now, and for all of us, that's how life is. People don't get that.
I don't know about all that.
True. Everything we've all done in our entire
Meech,
lives
you're welcome.
have always led to this moment where you get to be on our podcast
Another get to from each, ladies and gentlemen.
on Define Insanity.
World renowned.
Your
We're in the
entire
Philippines.
life,
I'm not-
everything you've ever done in your entire life has led to this
I'm not
moment on
in
Define
denial,
Insanity.
but my feeling and my thoughts are not going to be persuaded, right? I'm not going to be persuaded. I know that I'm in this field for a reason.
Right.
Yes.
I know I got so,
1000%.
and this is separate from my sobriety, right?
Yeah.
Just because I'm in the field, that means I have to work a harder program, right? So my program has never, ever taken a back seat for anything. Not for my family, not for relationships, not for a career.
Right.
As my sobriety comes first, and I work the fuck out of it, right?
Right.
And I get to do this stuff now, right?
Right.
So if I have to read with people and help people at 6:30 in the morning, then I'm going to show up at 6:30 in the morning and do
Right.
it so I can go to work later, right?
Right.
Or because my son has a hockey game, I'll have to do it at 10 o'clock at night, or I'll have to do this and I have to do that.
You work this program like no one I've ever seen, but
Which
so
has
what's your
made
main
me-
reason why? Like, why do you work it so hard?
All right. Before I lose this thought, though, like this has helped me wanting to chase this and be in this field because I was proud of my recovery because I knew that I was doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Like
Right.
it wasn't confidence. It was like it felt real good. This is what I'm doing. I have nothing to hide.
Right.
This is it. This is how you work the program.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And not that I'm better than anybody for sure, but like I'm confident and I'm proud of what I'm doing out here. And I could do this for a living. Like I could do this with anybody, any addict in the room. Get me in with them, and I'm going to try to help them and change their perspective a little bit. Give me 5 minutes with them.
Right.
You know. So I work a hard program because out of fear at first, then it felt good, and now I have to. Like this is what I need to do.
It's a
I'm
talent.
not waiting for someone else to pick you up off the ground. I'm fucking going to pick you up off the ground.
Right.
I'm going to help you. I'm not waiting for someone else. You know, it was always like, let someone else do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't change the garbage bag or whatever. You know, take the garbage out, but don't change the garbage bag. No.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do this.
Right. Don't pick up the ice cube, kick it under the fridge.
That's
Yes.
right. Mommy
Yeah.
might fall.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Mommy.
can I,
Little bitch.
yo, and that it's through that, like jumping into the steps and doing all this, right? What was your? Because again, came to believe in God and a higher power. Can you give me an idea of what that moment was like? Was it during your step 4, step 5, or just like a gradual thing of like, oh, I feel
Yeah,
connected?
it's definitely been over time.
Yeah.
Right? So, my prayer life is definitely way different now than it was years ago. I would say the first conscious contact or anything that I felt was during my steps, was during a 5th step, right? It was like that hour of meditation, but it's been more of through the actions of like the spirit, right? And the doctor's opinions, like you can't diagnose somebody with a spiritual malady, right? But you could feel it, right? It's not what I read,
see it,
it's not,
everything.
it's what I feel, right? And I feel the spirit of when I'm working and with somebody else and I'm seeing it, and I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about them. Like to be inconvenienced, to not go to sleep, to drive real far and to do all these crazy things for someone else, that's the spirituality for me. That's God working through people. That's me getting like to see somebody else like Hammer, like you, like Justice, see you guys come in and get sober. That's my higher
It's like
power.
a
That's
yeah,
like
it's
the
like
and there's action.
it's like an
Yeah.
internal high where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that.
And
But you're taking actions.
Of course.
Yeah.
it's all action.
But what
Yeah.
was that first time like where you got to help someone? Like, what was that first? Because especially knowing you and how much you do and how much you do care, because again, I surround myself with men in my life that are brutally honest because it's something that I need desperately. I just never knew it. Like, I never wanted it. Right?
Talking about me?
No.
Yeah.
Shut the-
It started with real small things, honestly. It was at a 10 o'clock in the morning meeting, and I see the older people there, and it started with just like putting a chair away, carrying a coffee cup away, just like doing things when people aren't looking. And like, I'm not doing this for no, because in rehab, I was trying to get noticed for these good things. Like, yeah, they made me the mayor or whatever, the president, you know?
Me too.
But, and like, I would tell I bought this book to read just to impress my counselors, to let them know that I was serious, right? Because I was serious, right, about this. I never want to drink and do drugs again, right? So it started with little things. And there were times when, like, I had to take people to a meeting. You know, I had the car so I could pick people up from the rehab or from the outpatient, whatever, and take them to meetings. And then it came this time when I was taking this kid around that I didn't like, you know, and he was disrespectful to his mother. But I remember, like, getting this call. His mother, you know, was very older, and, like, he may have been abusing her or something. And, like, I'm like, you know what? I get to go fuck this kid up right now, you know? And, like, I'm going to his house. So let's go, you know? I get the call, I'm going. And I would go and pull him out and take him to rehab. You know, he didn't want to smoke, but it was just like being ready at any time to do service and go help people.
You're on call 24/7.
The positive things that people do, you don't get that on the street or in the bar. Who the hell would want to miss that, man?
Right.
Like,
It's so much
right.
bigger. It's so much bigger than getting a line of cocaine given to you in the bathroom, which I used to think was like the greatest thing.
I did not go into the rooms to try to make friends.
Right.
Or not even to try to get sober support. Like, you know, we need support, but I'm in here to get sober.
Survival mode.
I'm not in here to get girls or to try to look cool. I'm in here to get sober, and I'll do whatever it takes. You know, I got friends, and I got the girls, and I got all that stuff as a result. You know, you want girls, sponsor a lot of people. You know,
Yeah. No, but that's
for
what.
Justin.
So you're saying no more hinge is not the way to do it? You're
No,
saying-
it's those little esteemable acts, right? Like what we talked about before. I came to believe in a higher power. I came to believe in myself that I could be this different person too. Because I didn't even believe in the disease concept. I grew up in a family where it's like, you're just fucking weak-willed or whatever, because they didn't know any better, you know. And so I had that same like outlook on it. You know what I mean? So I had to come to believe, because I used to say all the time, I'm a good guy, I just make bad decisions. I'm a good guy, I just make bad choices. But after like years of doing that, you're like, yeah, I'm a fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? So walk 1,000 yards into the forest, you got to walk 1,000 yards out. Like, yeah, I had to prove to myself, no, I'm not a fraud. This is who I really am.
Yep.
Like, and it was through esteemable acts over and over and over
I need
again.
to do those all the time, because though I do believe that we're sick people trying to get well, not bad people trying to get good, I do believe to the core it's kind of contradicting. Like, I do believe I'm a good. I know what's right and wrong, but like I could be a bad person in a second.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in a second. So like I'm sick.
Switch just
and
flips.
Yeah, I have to do these actions. I get to do these actions today. It's like this is what brings me peace and serenity.
People
I
don't
never had
realize
peace
the
and
way you
serenity.
worded that. Like you didn't say I have to. You know, you said I get to. There's a huge like in the English language when you separate those two things. Like most people say, oh, I have to do this. I have to take out the trash. I have to do these chores. But you know, when you say I get to, because these are esteemable
I
acts.
get to
Yeah.
pick up my son when he calls me at 1 o'clock in the morning for a ride.
Right.
I get to go pick up my girlfriend
Right.
or her friends when they're at the bar, and I get to go drive them
Right.
home. Or
It's
whatever.
that attitude though that is that one word it changes the entire way that whole action is played out. From I have to, I get to. That's like life changing.
Get to go take my parents to the airport and pick them up tomorrow
Right.
night at 10 o'clock at night.
That's
Right.
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 Well, again, it's like look at your life. Look at the direction you were going in, the crossroads, going to rehab, even thinking like, yo, I think I want to be a counselor, and just never knowing that your fucking life could end up like this.
Right.
Like just being in rehab, filled with fear, a healthy fear that makes you like get out and try your hardest for the first time.
You know, I don't fear the conversation of another addict, whether they are there because of like it's criminal. The judge sent them there because I've been there. You know, so I'm not scared of these conversations. I'm confident to have these conversations. I
And
knew
you stay calm.
I was meant to do this.
Right,
you
your
know?
blood, your pulse doesn't rise. You've
stay
been
calm
there
and collected,
before. Your
yeah.
hand stays steady. Yeah, that stuff matters. You know, people can feed off
People
of
have
other
pointed
people's
this
energy.
out recently to me.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't believe, I spoke at a sober house last Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're like, I've seen so many patients flipping out and you're just so calm. And like,
calm.
I don't know that. Like, it's good to hear that because I don't know that.
No, but
you
that's
know?
kind of
But,
like how you know it's your calling type of thing, you know? And that's honestly, all the people in my life that are brutally honest, and I see them with other people, like, I can't believe you said that. Like, you could tell, like, they have a higher power, like a big God in their
that's
life,
God.
because they have the courage to just be honest with someone, because that's what real love is. It's not fucking sugarcoating shit.
And some of it now is just experience, right? So
A lot of it.
because
Your
I
whole
stayed
life of
sober so
experience,
long
yeah.
and been doing this for a long time, is that now I don't have to get so excited that, like, the big picture is you need a higher power and you need to go to AA and you need to do the steps.
And the experience
And you need
was-
to take people through the steps.
And the part you spoke about before, like that you experienced unconditional love from your family during all that shit
And-
that you were doing.
And Izzy.
That's
And
right.
Izzy,
Yeah, we can't
Izzy,
forget Izzy.
Shout out.
Izzy, say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I call, because we're coming towards the end, and that's why I want to ask you too, because I'm always fascinated. Like, looking back, I used to think God was never there, right? I said I didn't believe in him, but I hated him because I believed in him. I just didn't think he believed in me, right? And then, like, when I get sober and become aware and things open up, one, I get to see signs of him putting little things in my life, whether it's whatever for counseling. I'm sure you have 1,000 signs. You're like, holy fuck, and it led you here and led you there. That's beautiful. But also realizing how many times he was with me, like in the past. So not only that, the people that impacted me along the way, whether it was you, him, somebody said something.
He's
a
pointing to
counselor.
me when he said him.
Yeah, but that was just anyway. So, but you know what I mean. Like, can you give me an idea of just a couple of influential moments that stuck with you, or people that really helped shape like this journey you're on and the person you've become?
So yes, it's still definitely family support, right? But it's the people, like, I'll just use his name as Frankie, right? West End guy, and he's all about the action. You know, he'll have you pulling his weeds at his house. You think it's like Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi,
right?
yeah.
It's like you're doing these things, you're doing these services for a reason, right? And then there's the spiritual people, right? Is like my first sponsor when I acted out in early recovery and I'm getting in trouble, and he was like, I'd never seen him angry, you know, and he's like, sober, like, basically sober men don't do this, and like, we need to change, you know. And there's so many people that just their actions and how they live their lives is like are teaching me.
I'm glad you brought that up, because it brings me to an important question that it means a lot to me. Is what's the philosophy that you go by your life now, today?
Okay.
Because it's like I try to take that your philosophy. I'm working on using that myself and passing it on to others. So what is that philosophy?
All right, the philosophy is I never say no. If somebody wants help, I don't say no, and I really believe that it will work out. There's enough hours in the day. I mean, there's not, but there is, right? So when somebody needs help, right, my morning start with prayer, right? I'm begging my higher power for help, not to put people in my life so I could stay sober. Is to use me and remove these character defects that I still have. You know, the anger, the jealousy, the resentments, like, they're still there. So I need to take these actions. So my higher power is putting people in my life. I need to take those actions and go help people, right? So it all works out at the end of the day, right? If I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, that's fine, right? I need to go help people.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's like now I'm starting to see it now recently, especially, you know, being like I was there soaking it up so many years, and now I'm giving back. And it's like watching these beautiful people that now I consider like friends and family. They learn from me.
Yeah.
And it's like they know about my dynamic with you. And it's like, they said, wow, it's rubbing off on him. And it's like, you know, I still make mistakes. And I appreciate you calling me out on that. I do. I'm trying to get better with that. I did pay for a friend's dinner last night.
Oh, that's your boy. That's your boy.
So progress is,
All right.
but
And fucking hot dogs are expensive nowadays, dude.
They are.
No, dude, but listen, I appreciate you coming on. I could talk to you for hours. And again, just from my experience knowing you for the last 9 years, like I don't say it just to brag about you or anything like that. Like, you were a very influential person in my life, because you were literally like my brother's friends I used to look up to for doing all the wrong things, doing all the right things, and I couldn't believe it. And I thought that was cool. Most of the shit I did at a young age was just to look cool. When it comes down to nitty gritty, I didn't pick up a fucking cigarette at 9 years old because I thought it tasted good. You know what I'm saying? So being able to see guys like you who I looked at in a cool lens, like, no, that's just a cool fucking real dude doing service and doing God's work. And I'm attracted to that now. I want to be that guy. And you're the first person I call. I just called you the other day. If somebody calls me and needs help, I'll fucking stop at work, and you're the first person I fucking call, and I get an answer every time.
I think I'm everyone's first call.
Yeah,
and I wanted
and you
that.
should
I
be.
wanted to not be the middleman. I was okay with being the middleman to call somebody that I knew that can get somebody into rehab. And then I became the person.
Yeah.
And I'm still not the person. I mean, I've worked at facilities where I still can't get them in.
No, but it doesn't matter. I'm saying I call you or text you.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, I get a fucking answer back. And if it's now, whatever, as soon as you can, I get an answer back, and there's an immediate action. It's not like I wait fucking 5 hours, 2 days. It's, yo, we got a place here. And I fucking appreciate you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that you found your calling and did this, because you help a lot of people and you're very influential. And I try and walk those same steps, and I fail often because it's fucking very hard.
Big shoes to fill.
I'm going to say this because I feel like people could say nice things to me, right? That like I've helped them, and I know it's not personal, right? Like, okay, I took an action, but I don't feel it, right? Like it's good to be a part of. My higher power helped start Young Better Beach. My higher power has put me in these places and counseling centers, including the new one, which is just it's the work of a higher power. So I'm just a part of, you know.
That's right.
So that's why I'm in this position to be able to help people, because I know it's not me, and I'm not taking any credit for it. You know,
That's
I'm
very
just doing
humble.
the action.
Yeah. But,
No,
you know,
but it's true. It's
But
true.
like, if you want the nice things and you want to hear these things, you're never going to get them. They're not going to be enough. It's not the right
That's
time.
right.
It's not the right time.
That's right.
So
you do it for what you
I
talked
have
about
to-
before. You
I
want
can
integrity.
I can accept the bad things. I can accept the good things too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a part of it. It's great to be a part of.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people in this program that I think to myself, like, oh, I couldn't even imagine that you were like a drug addict or an alcoholic or a nut job or you
Not
lived this
him.
crazy life. It's
That's not him.
Yeah. When like as soon as I met you, like I knew like this dude has been through the shit. He's done a lot of shit.
That's why I liked him.
He's authentic. He has a point of view that I could relate to because I know that him and me are simpatico.
Yeah.
When it comes to the mentality. And now I can't say that about everyone. And I don't have that like connection. And I think that has a lot to do with why you're such a great leader, especially in this program, is because people see you and they instantly can relate to you just from the first sentence out of your mouth. Like the first time I met you, it's like I knew this person knows exactly what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And you can't teach that. That is just something that is, like you said, that is God. God put all these situations in your life. Like you went through all this shit, all these horrors. And you know what? Like you said earlier, I wouldn't take anything back. I don't regret anything. And you're right, because if everything went perfect for you and smooth, you wouldn't be in this position to save lives on a daily basis. And that's really where you're at, and that's fucking unbelievable. And Hammer, thank you for coming to co-host.
Oh yeah, this was fun. This
Yeah.
was great.
You liked that, did you?
It was a different experience. That's like now I got to ask some questions. And
I
it's-
liked having you here with me, Hammer. Thank you.
right.
And Izzy, thank you for coming, sitting in the
Yes.
peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hammer. Hammer's a man. And KC, the producer, they call him KC Masterpiece. He is the
what they call him?
the preeminent podcasting producer on Long Island.
I thought they call him. I've been referring to him as the guy with the white girl braid in his balls.
Well, he does use
Right?
he does
The vacation white girl
I don't know
braid?
if you know this, Meech, that
I don't want to
he
know.
he styles his pubic hair like when when white girls go on vacation to like Jamaica and they come back with the beads in their hair. He does that with his pubes.
Just
he
one.
has just one bead.
one.
He's gonna stab me.
All right.
He's gonna
so
stab me.
with that, hey, Meech, we love you. Thanks for coming on, dude. It was awesome. Hammer, we love you. You're the best.
Amazing.
Perfect. Great. Done.
Good show.
Ayo.
Hit the music.